Hi. Hi. Okay. Good morning. I can see someone already with the shining eyes this morning. Okay. You guys are ready, I see. Okay. All right, so great, everyone. I hope you guys are ready for today because, again, today we are going to be together from 9 o'clock right now until 5 o'clock. Is going to be a very long day, and you guys are going to learn new knowledge today with our trainers. I hope you guys are ready. And like I say last week before, make sure you have enough food, you have enough drinks in front of your laptop because you are going to be with us throughout the whole day, and you might want to stretch out and just make sure that you guys are not too tired because sitting in front of the laptop can be quite tiring at times, but I hope you guys are not because we are going to learn so many new things for today, and I hope you guys are excited for it. But before we can actually start for today's session, we would like to do some recap of what you guys have learned last week. And to do so, I would like to invite Mira to welcome you guys and also to start the briefing of what you guys have done last week and also what is expected to be done today. All right. So let's welcome Mira. Good morning. Hi. Good morning, Mira.
Hi, good
Hi. All
morning.
right. So
Hi, how are you?
yeah. So we're going to do some recap before we start the sessions today. So I'll be
Yes.
giving it to you to recap to everyone then.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you guys? So, hope you guys are energized for today because we are going to do some drilling for your pitch, all right? From what we've learned last week regarding your target market, your pitch deck, and all that. So this week, I'm gonna share to you some tips and things, a bit of recap of what happened last week and regarding the task, right? So I just wanna ask you here, have you guys started your challenge? So comment inside the chat box whether you started your challenge, and if you have started your challenge, until what which level, right? Which question you are currently at? Has anyone started the challenge yet? Hi everyone, is anyone there?
Sorry. Did you call me? Sorry.
Sorry, no. The participants
Oh,
had,
the participant. Sorry. I
yeah,
thought
have
you were
you
calling me. I was getting water. Sorry.
have you guys started the challenge yet? The challenge task given. Okay, I just assume that you guys haven't started your challenge task yet, in progress, all right? Anyone else? Yes, I have. All right. So, okay, now, ada yang belum, has anyone haven't even started yet? There's no problem if you haven't started yet because today I'm gonna explain to you regarding the task. In progress. All right. Right. So majority of you guys are still in progress. Now, so okay, if you still haven't started your challenge task yet, you can go to the Discord channel or inside the WhatsApp group. After this, we will share again the task form link. So from there, you can register and start your challenge right away, right? So Aida, can you help me share the link of the task inside the chat box?
All right.
Thank you. Now, so what is the challenge, right? So the challenge started last week where it's actually a 5 days experience-based task where the participants are required to complete a set of challenges, right? So the platform that that we will be using to create your task, or one of it is Canva. Canva is, edit your slides, create your branding, create your colors, and then on Discord is where you can ask any questions if you have problems with your pitch decks or you have problems with understanding where you're at right now. You can just go to Discord because on Discord, you'll find our mentors there, right? Now, how to complete tasks the best. So a set of templates will be given to participants as guidelines. So we've given you a few task template, the pitch decks, the BMC. So all that you can use as a guideline for your pitch deck. All right. And then if you guys still haven't received the files, do let me know. Later on, we will send it to you through WhatsApp. All right. If you want to keep track with what's available on Discord channel, everything is gonna be there because we update everything on the Discord channel and the notification channel. Okay, and then okay, the date for submission for your task. So it doesn't matter if kalau by the end of this class you did manage to finalize everything. It's okay, do not worry, because after the class you can still continue your task because the submission is on 12 p.m. on Monday. All right. So this Monday is where the final day for your task submission. Now, so regarding tasks, there's 5 tasks. There's video storytelling, there's business model canvas, creating a validation question, validation, and your idea deck. Now, the task 1, video storytelling. So just produce a 30 seconds to 1 minute video to tell your ideas. Post it on YouTube. So after this, kan you akan ada belajar pitching, you'll learn how to pitch your idea and all that. So if you still haven't recorded your video, your 1 minute video, you can record it based on what you learned today as well, right? So produce a 30 seconds video should be fine. You explain the problem statement, you explain your solution, who are you targeting, in 1 minute video. So these are the video timeline. So here's are the guidelines that you can use for your video. First, a simple introduction of your idea name and yourself. Just a simple introduction. Hi, I'm Mirazaha. I'm from Oh My Bay. So state the problem statement and explain in detail. So the problem that women are facing nowadays is blah, 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 blah. So it will be like a one flow of explaining what your idea is. So in just 1 minute. So every point in here, you nampak a simple introduction and then state the problem statement. So you just create a one-liner for each points, for each questions yang dah ada kat sini. Right? You don't need to elaborate panjang sangat because it only needs a 1 minute. Yang penting one-liner, compact with information, and it's not too elaborated lah kalau boleh, right? So this is how you can keep track with how you can flow for your pitch inside the video. So basically this is just even for kalau why we want you to create this 1 minute video, we want to compress it into 1 minute video because when you meet people ask you, what is your idea? You don't want to go blabbering, for 1 to 2 hours explaining what your idea is, right? So you just need a 1 minute when you meet, like, so for example, you meet an angel investor, for example. So he's a busy person, you can't take his time for 1 to 2 hours. So this is where you practice, you guys, to pitch what you want, your idea, your very interesting idea in a 1 minute punya speech, right? Hello, so that's the aim. Everyone, welcome. Now, so yes, we also provide the example inside the task tutorials. For example, hi, my name is Rachel and this is Bella. So inside these slides, inside these task tutorials, after this, I akan bagi you the contoh slides of the pitch deck that you can create lah. So if the examples, how you can do it, the points that needs to have inside your task, everything will be given inside these slides, right? So these are the timeline example. You can refer to this. So like I said, it's just a one-liner and it's easy to understand. Every information is already there, right? Now, these are some of the platforms that you can use to produce a appealing video. So it's best for you to use InShot, right? This application down here, InShot app, that's the best app for you to produce a simple video, right? And then you can use Zoom or record via laptop, and make sure you position yourself using the rule of third, right? Meaning to say that 1/3 of the frame, make sure that to use empty background, to use the rule of third punya ni. So you can put graphics to help viewers with visualization. So for example, if you have a plain background, like a white background or a green screen, right? So make sure place your camera in the middle, make sure you're 1/3 of the frame. And then there's when there's a what do you call it? Empty background, you can edit, like put icons, your logos, you know, inside the video. So that's why we want you to use Canva, because in Canva you can create your logo. And like I told you last week, you can use Canva, you can use remove.bg. So these are the few platforms that you can use to help with your video editing. It's just a simple video, right? Now, for task 2, business model canvas. So these are the example of BMC, all right? We have given you the Youth Ventures BMC template. You can refer to that. We have provided what is needed. These are the template that you will receive, right? You can get this template in the Discord channel. So first, you need to have the key partners, key activities, and then key resources. You know, who are you interacting? How are you running this idea? What are the costs? What are the revenue streams? You know, how are you gonna make money with it? Are you not gonna make money with it? Either or. Everything is gonna be the draft of how your idea is gonna run is on this business model canvas, right? So task 3. So as of now, do you guys have any questions regarding task 1 and task 2? If you guys understand, you can just give me a thumbs up. All right. Now on task 3, crafting a validation question. So this is where you approach your audience, you approach your target market, right? Craft a set of questions to gather practical feedbacks towards your idea. So create a survey form, you know, where you ask them what are the problems that they are facing, because you want to solve a certain problem, right? You want to build a solution. So if you want to build a solution for a certain target market, make sure that you approach them asking, are they really facing this problem? You know, you want to make sure, is it just based on your assumption, or it is really it's a real problem, right? So first and foremost, make sure you know, make sure you ask them, are they facing like a certain problem? And then if yes, describe the cause. If no, do you think the problem exists? What are their opinion about regarding this issue that happens, for example, right? And then number 2, how do you solve this problem, right? What is your current solution? For example, you nak buat like a QRP punya platform. Oh sekarang makcik guna apa? Is it cash ke, credit card ke, online banking ke? And then then you dah tanya what are their current situation, then you ask them what are their suggestions to solve this problem. So the aim for this validation is to validate whether the problem that you are trying to tackle is the real problem, and the solution, is it the right solution that you are trying to face? But because sometimes after we assume after we come to our target market, we ask our target market, they might come with a different reasons or situations. So hence why creating a validation form is very important, right? You don't want to create an idea yang short sendiri. Okay, now the third thing that you need to get from the question that needs to be asked is, will your solution solve the problem, right? And then number 4, how can your solution be more user friendly, right? Because you already have like the brief idea of what you want, the rough draft of the idea that you have inside your head. But then when you get the chance to validate or talk to your audience, it's you need to ask them how you can improve. Always seek on how your product or your service can be more user friendly, because nowadays business, especially the startup punya concept, we want to solve a problem. So how are we solving the problem? It goes back to the community, it goes back to your target market, it goes back to the audience. So what they think really matters. So this is how you put it into a form, right? And then what price will they purchase the solution? How much money are they willing to fork out of their wallet to get your solution, right? So these are a few of the points that needs to have inside your validation. So here's the compulsory data. It needs to have name, it needs to have age, it needs to have a current profession, it needs to have the location, the biography of the person that you're bagi your target market, right? Name, age, current profession, and location. Where are they now? Sometimes you ingat macam in your assumption, area Klang Valley has the most populated area for something. Tapi bila you bagi form dekat people, rupanya you found out not just Klang Valley, rupanya area area Pening pun ada juga contoh, for example. So hence why their location is also important. And then these are the suggested platform that you can create your validation questions, your survey. At Google Form are the easiest. Paling senang memang Google Form, Airtable, and Jotform. So these are the 3 platforms that you can use to create your validation questions. Now, so pro tips, yes, pro tips. Paste your video, the video that you have created 1 minute just now, the task 1. You put it inside your form so that it's easier for your audience to understand what you're trying to, what is this survey actually for, what is it meant for, So task number 4, the validation itself. So complete before 18th of September, right? If possible, which is kalau boleh by today, but if you guys can't manage to finish by today, it's okay. Like I said, the final task submission will be on Monday. So whether you're on task 1 or you're on task 2, it's not a problem as long as you finish everything by Monday. So validate the time that you have now, you need to validate your idea and gather feedbacks for your idea. Now, it can be your family members, it can be your close friends, it can be your co-workers, all right, from the people around you that you work with, or So these are the 3 segments that are the 3 people that you can start with. If you want to, go out and put it on Instagram, put it on social media, on Facebook or on TikTok, or you want to do it, up to you. It's up to you guys. If you can do that, then that is better. The more validation, the more people that you get to validate your idea, the better, because you'll get a lot of feedbacks, a lot of information on how you can fix or improve or make better of the things of your solution, right? So these are just, if you don't want to go to social media and all that, it's okay. You can just, these are the minimum requirement lah. But I don't want you to settle for less. We don't settle for less, right? We want, kalau lagi banyak lagi bagus, because this is, don't take this as a task, take this as something that you are going to execute. So this is something that you really are, if you're not, even if you don't continue this idea in the future, these skills are required for you. Kalau after this you fikir, oh, maybe I have a better solution, you can just use this this process, this task yang bagi ni, for you to actually execute the idea that you want, right? So don't take it as a task, take it as something that you are going to execute into the real world, you want to give impact to the community, the things that you want to solve, right? So this is on task 4. And task 5, your idea deck. So your idea deck is your pitch deck, right? First, what does your idea deck needs, right? First, it needs to have a logo, right? Like I said last week, your logo is very important, because whether you create a project, whether you create a business, whether you create anything, a campaign, it needs to have a symbol, it needs to have a color, it needs to have an identity. So first and foremost, it needs to have, you need to have your idea logo, right? On your idea logo, it needs to have brand colors. How many color codes are you using? All right, how many color codes are you using? Is it only going to be green and blue, or is it going to be green, blue, and yellow? So make sure of that, because once you have your branding color, you just use your branding color for all the things that you design, whether it's a social media, whether it's slides. For all your slides, do not forget to put your logo, because you want people to remember, you want to tanam that logo inside people's head subconsciously, right? So that is on the logo itself. So you need to have the logo on every slides that you design, on whatever, even the video itself, it needs to have the logo, right? And then first, it needs to have your problem statement, your solution, how does it work, the value proposition, what makes it unique, your target market, the who, and the respondents feedback from the validation link, from the validation form yang you dah buat tadi. And then last kali, introduce yourself lah, your idea tagline. Now it's just gonna be a simple pitch deck, right? First, like I said, for the opening, it needs to have your logo besar-besar. Letak je dekat the front page of your pitch deck, put your logo. And then when you choose templates from Canva, when you design from Canva has a lot of templates, which I always use. That's why your brand color is important. Once you have your desired template, you just change the color into your branding color. Automatically, it will represent what your idea is, right? So for example, for Capabella, this is the idea logo, and then ada tagline. And then dekat tepi-tepi tu, there's a template of the design. Even the template itself is the yellow color from the logo, right? So for all pages, make sure you put the logo down there lah. So these are your guides for your pitch deck that you can create after this. Now, here are the problem statements. Make sure, like I said last week, make sure to make whatever things that you design not too wordy, and make it visual, right? Because when you pitch to people, you want your audience to anchor their eyes, your slides are just the anchor. You want them to, listen to your elaboration, because when your slides, if your slides have too many words, or the fonts are too small, or or the fonts are too fancy, it's hard for people to read. Once people start to kena squint their eyes and start focusing on reading the slide, that is where dia akan pecahkan their focus. Dia akan susah nak fokus to you trying to explain, because their focus dah majority on the slide, and we don't want that. We want them to, when they look at your slide, they understand what you're talking. That's it, right? So a one-liner, and then put some icons to make them understand the point that you're trying to talk. And then, like I said, put logo at all page, right? So macam here, Capabella, you just put a small logo at the corner of the slide. So, and then after you've talked about your problem, then comes your solution. So when you pitch, it would be like, okay, the problem that we're trying to solve is blah, 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 blah. So here comes our solution. This is how we are going to solve the problem. A smart tumbler where user can set their desired temperature. How? So it comes with an app. So you can set the temperature on your phone to set up temperature of your water dekat botol tu. So, just a one-liner, icons, and then kalau ada a sketch or a picture or a draft of a visual of your product. And then you explain to it, how does it work? So how does it work? Usually explain about process kan. So you use arrows. Instead of you tulis banyak-banyak, you use arrows, you use icons. Icons, a one-liner, arrow. What's the next step? So it's easy for people to grasp what you're trying to explain. So this is you need to a slide to explain how does the solution works, and then the value proposition, what makes it unique, what makes it different from other bottles. So from the respondents feedback, so kan you dah buat the validation questions kan, the validation form. So from that you you put the information, the data that you get here. You get, kalau kat Google Form dia akan keluar like graph, things like that. You can put that as well. You can put that in your slide as well, right? So show us the questions that you ask. And then last sekali, the page is your connection punya page. You need to have your name, your details, your phone number, your email, and it's better kalau you boleh tambah a QR code, because you're pitching to, public, to people, right? So when they see a QR code, instead of they have to, type in, they can just scan and directly go to your WhatsApp or your Instagram. So kalau you nak letak QR code, you put it on the last slide during your by data punya connection punya page. So as of now, do you guys have any questions? If I have submitted already, can I improve on it and resubmit? Yes, you can. Dekat the task form, you boleh boleh back to the questions. So back to, you can just upload. Kalau you dah upload video kan, you nak upload a new one kan? So you just upload a new one, and then next the question balik lah, because the question boleh ke depan ke belakang. Make sure you save. Make sure you click the save button. Just use that link. Do not resubmit banyak kali. Kalau banyak-banyak nanti takut dah kita orang yang confused which one yang betul, which one yang tak betul. So if you guys have any question macam very confusing regarding the task link apa benda, do let us know. After this, we will give you the link for the task inside this chat box inside the Zoom lah. Video, is it the level 2 in the task? Yes. It's that one, the first one, the level 2 in the task, right? Yang dia suruh upload a video, that one, that is the 1 minute video. Anything else? before I pass the screen to our trainers. Okay. So after this, we will share you the link dekat Zoom as well. And you will get the link inside your, what do you call it? Dalam WhatsApp as well, right?
I think there's one more question, Mira.
Oh, ada lagi eh? In no section access on YouTube video. Last one. Okay, it's on the level 2. So on level 1 tu you have to, the task 1 tu kena apa ni, tunjuk a screenshot of you register the youth OS. So we need to upload the link of YouTube for the video as can't submit the video. Yes, you put the link of the video. So hence why we inside the tutorial just now, I suruh you post dekat YouTube kan. So after you dah post kat YouTube, you'll get the link. So you just share that link, the viewers link. Okay. Anything else? I can't edit my submission. All right. Okay. Okay. We'll check up on this because supposedly you can edit. Cuba you check your email. Kalau usually after you save, dia akan send to your email. Dekat email tu ada link, dia akan buka, you sambung je dari situ. If you can't re-edit, re-upload, later I'll check up on that. Then I'll get back to you regarding this this issue. PDF. What do you mean by PDF? Because task 2 needs to be in video punya form. Because we want to see your 1 minute pitch. The PDF, your slides is going to be for the final task. Okay, so okay, after this, I'll send you the slides I just shared just now. So you can refer to that based on the platforms and the format that you need to use for the task given. Okay. Ada lagi? Any more questions? Okay, after this, if ada questions lagi, we can you can ask me. I am in the participants WhatsApp group. You can ask me there. Can use Google Slide. Yes, you can use Google Slide. Tak ada masalah. If you tapi kalau boleh, we really recommend people to use Canva because from Canva you learn how to create your branding color and how you can use all the icons and visuals yang ada dekat situ lah. It's easier because you want to see a very, tak ada masalah pun you nak guna Google Slide, but we actually recommend you to use Canva lah. Alright, I think that's all from me. Thank you everyone. I think if you guys have any more questions regarding the task, I would love to assist you after this throughout you can ask the chat box ni ataupun inside the WhatsApp. I'll help you on that. All right. Thank you. Back to you, Aida.
All right. Thank you very much, Mira, for clarifying the task to the participant and also letting us know about it. Thank you very much. So as Mira mentioned just now, if you guys have any questions, just approach us and we try to help you out on it. And also, I hope you guys are all clear about what the task is supposed to be and you are still blur about it. Don't worry, you can can just go to WhatsApp and tell us about it. All right. And as mentioned by Mira also today, that you guys are going to have a pitching session. All right. So if you guys are wondering that how the pitch is going to be, or maybe you guys are a first timer in dealing with or going to do a pitching and you guys might be nervous with it, no worries, because today we have an awesome trainer with us today. That is trainer Wan Asyraf. He is very knowledgeable with pitching and he has a lot of things that he want to teach you guys about pitching. So today is going to be about pitching and a few tips and a few sharing session about business also. So I hope you guys are ready. But the main highlight of today is you guys are going to do a pitching. So how is it going to be, and how you guys want to be, and what you guys going to put in the pitching. Trainer One Ashraf is going to do everything and going to share with you guys everything today. So I hope you guys are ready for it. Because I can see Trainer Ashraf is already there. He's already opened his camera and he's ready to meet you guys for today. So Trainer One Ashraf, Assalamualaikum. How are you today?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi and a very good morning. I'm feeling great. I'm excited to speak with the participants and to go through the material. All right, let's do this.
Alright. Okay, let's do this. So without further ado, I shall pass the floor to Trainer One Ashraf to share with you guys about pitching and other matters. So Trainer One Ashraf, the floor is yours then.
All right, give me a second, yeah. Share my screen. All right. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Today, what we are going to cover is covering the idea pitch. What we are going to talk about today is that we are going to cover the fundamentals of making your pitch. Pitching, just like any other form of public speaking, requires some form of convincing or advocacy, so that when it's not just about you starting your own business idea, your startup or your social enterprises, even in the workplace, you need to be able to pitch your idea so that when your idea is accepted by the management, you have a mark, a legacy on the company, and that meets your KPI. That amounts to your substantive performance and contribution to the company. So macam mana pun, you can't run away from the idea of speaking and making your point come across and convincing the second party why your idea should be not only be given their attention but should be put into implementation. All right. So just to double check, can you see the screen? Can we have one of the participants voice out? Can you see the screen? Okay, we have one thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up, Fahmi. Okay. Before we begin, 2 points I like to make. First, the whole purpose of today's exercise is to make the subjective become objective. All right. Public speaking has always been understood as something, oh, kita ikut feel lah, ikut talent lah. Okay, we want to negate all of that. We want to neutralize that. I want to objectify what is considered as subjective. Sebab tu kita buat macam ni, kita buat training ni, so dia jadi macam checkbox list. As long as you adhere to the list, you adhere to the elements, and insyaAllah you'll be good. Second is that different from normal forms of training or lectures ke apa kan, feel free to interrupt. Please do interrupt. All right. If you see anything, if you want to have questions, do not leave it towards the end, because it's not really beneficial if you leave it towards the end. Tak payah. Nampak apa-apa je, tanya je. Walaupun okay, everything okay kan? So tanya sahaja walaupun okay, I think someone should mute lah. Ada orang can double check. Okay, alright. Sorry about that. Okay, so just interrupt me walaupun I'm going to cover it in the next slide. Just interrupt sahaja, alright? So let's have a conversation on this Saturday morning, okay? Alright, so without further ado, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. To continue. Alright. So hi, I'm Wan Asyraf. I'm a lawyer by trade. Now currently finishing up my PhD. I did my master's in commercial law. Tak penting. You're not gonna pitch me kan? Alright. So let's begin with the introduction. 4 basic things that you need to understand. First, your time constraint. Second is your hook. Third is your energy when speaking. And fourth is your audience analysis. All right. So before we begin, ada apa-apa preliminary questions tak? Because I would very much like to know what you would like to learn. Okay, feel free to just unmute yourself and cakap saja. Kalau boleh jangan pakai chat box lah sebab kita ada 51 people. I might overlook your chats. So just cakap saja, tak open camera pun tak apa, just open your microphone. Do you have a question? Let's leave the floor for 1 minute for any questions, any preliminary questions that you might have, or any requests in terms of what you would like to learn. Ada tak? All right then, so we'll be proceeding with the slide, with the material. Like I said, feel free to interrupt and ask any questions, yeah? All right, for the introduction, first we'll be covering time constraint. So here's the thing. Different speakers react to time on stage in different ways. So it's also really dependent on your personality and your preparation. Okay, usually kita akan ada the racers and the lingerers. Either you go too fast or you go too slow. Why do you go too slow? Because you don't know the material good enough. That's why you go too slow. As if you want the audience to understand every single word, but what ends up happening is that they don't follow your pace. They lose interest before you get to the point. So don't be too slow. But in the same time, you can't be the racer, you can't be too fast. Usually, if you have any experience in high school or varsity debating, you want to get a lot of points across within a very specific time limit, macam 7 minutes ke 3 minutes ke kan. So you tend to speak like a train as if the more information you throw at the second person, the more they understand. That is the problem where both situations are inaccurate and cannot and should not be the way for you to move forward. That's why you want to pace yourself just nice. But how do you do that? 3 things. First, you need to know the time. For example, for today's exercise, we want to pitch, your time would be 3 minutes. All right. So make sure to finish by 3 minutes. So if your time is supposed to be 3 minutes, you craft your script. Remember script, yeah? You craft your script around 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's very important in any form of public speaking to have a script, to have a text. But orang akan tanyalah macam, kalau buat teks, kalau buat script, nanti tak natural lah. Sebenarnya tak. Even the great comedians like Jerry Seinfeld pun, he wrote down his notes. So here's the thing. You have the script, okay? Make sure your script is below the time limit. Like 2.5 minutes. Kalau 40 minutes, 2.5 your script. Ini kalau you ikut speech. So on D-Day, when you're presenting, when you are pitching, sometimes you get subtle inspirations ke, tiba-tiba dapat idea ke. So, ataupun tiba-tiba you want to have an angle that you never thought of before. By all means, if you want to change your script then and there, tak apa, tak ada masalah. You want to improvise ke, you want to tukar sikit ke, twist sikit, tak ada masalah. The whole point of having a script is that you have a clear outline. That's first. Tapi it's not enough for you to only have a skeleton. Have a proper script with the proper text. Why? Because you want to avoid loss of words. Itu penting. So that's why you need to know your time. So with your script, then only you can practice your time. So bila you practice your time, boleh tengok in the mirror ke, mana ke, tak kisah. You cakap, you control pacing, you control the words. So you boleh tengok, okay, 2.5 minutes. After that, on D-Day nanti, katakanlah you nak improvise ke, buat lawak ke, tak ada masalah because you have that buffer balance 30 seconds for you to do that. That is why for you to have a nice pace, you need to know the time, you need to practice the time, and you need to let the audience enjoy their time. In the end of the day, whatever it is, it's all a performance. So make it enjoyable lah. Biar orang dengar pun enak di telinga, orang dengar pun faham, orang tengok kita pun cantik macam tu. So let the audience enjoy their time with you. Give them some time to react, build some dramatic pauses, tapi in the end of the day, make it an enjoyable experience. All right? Okay, that's it for time constraints. Before we proceed with the hook, any questions you would like to ask about time? Let's leave the room for 1 minute. It's a bit, I just want to explain myself lah kan. Kita bukannya saja nak bagi apa awkward pauses, tiba-tiba diam kan. Bukan. Because of the barrier that we are having right now, conducting training online, we want to give participants ample time either to turn on their mics, pakai tudung ke atau kadang setting kan. So we want to give everyone ample time lah for you to participate. All right. So before we continue into the hook, or any questions for the hook, do you have any questions for time constraints that you would like to ask? Okay, anyone? Let's leave the floor for a minute. Let's open the floor. Ada siapa nak tanya ke? Alright, Nick Iskandar ada soalan. Nick Iskandar, kalau if you want to turn on your mic pun tak ada masalah. Don't be shy, cakap saja. Alright, okay. Nick Iskandar asked, do you have any tips on not saying things like so we call these as fillers, yeah? Okay, thank you. Good question, Nick Iskandar. Okay, the thing about failures is that is why you need to have the script ready. Remember I said, kalau kena kita, the whole point of having a script, other than having a clear outline, a clear storytelling, you wanna avoid loss of words. So filler words come up when you lose words, when you lose your train of thought, when you lose sight of your outline. That's why Another pro tip about fillers is that it's always just nice to shut up. So if you feel loss of words, do not feel compelled for you to just produce sound just so to fill the awkward silence. Just take a pause, tarik nafas, telan air liur. Good question, macam tu. So kalau that is where your sequence connectors comes in lah. Katakanlah you lupa satu perkara atau you lose sight kejap, you tarik nafas, you telan air liur, and then moving on. Ataupun furthermore, on another note, macam tu lah. So when you say things like that, you have that buffer, a few seconds for you to recollect your mind. Another pro tip, maybe on the same vein, is that always start strong. Always start strong. More emphasis on the script is that you want your first 30 seconds to go smoothly, because first impression would make or break the rest of the speech, with the rest of the pitch, even the rest of the debate, public speaking, it applies to all. So always start strong. So if you had to memorize a portion of your speech, a portion of your pitch, memorize the first 30 seconds so that when you go smoothly, when you start smoothly, you pun confident, you pun akan rasa macam, oh tak ada apa. And then it's worse for you to stutter in the beginning rather than to stutter in the middle or towards the end. So first 30 seconds, first minute tu bagi mantap. Alright, thank you for your question, Nick Iskandar. Moving on to the hook. Hook ni apa? Hook ni penting sebab we want to entice the interest of the second person or the audience before the pitch or the speech even begins. We want them to ask questions. We want them to be interested on what we have to say. So we want to engage the audience right from the beginning. So never assume that they are paying attention, because they may be thinking about something else, about the pitch before, about the pitch after. Never assume that. So you want to grab their attention before you begin. So there are a few ways you can surprise the audience. You can ask them a question, or you can combine a question with a surprise where you ask a very normal question, but the answer is very surprising. Excuse me, sorry. However, pro tip, I would advise be cautious in asking questions, right? So the problem about asking questions to your audience is what happens when your audience don't answer? Or even worse, what happens when your audience answer something that is against what you're about to say? Benda ni macam agak bahaya lah. That's why be very cautious in terms of asking questions to your audience. For example, katakanlah you have this business idea revolving around macam tadi Amira kata about Capella tu kan. So who's here had a problem with maintaining the temperature of their drinks? It's a bit niche problem. Tiba-tiba ada orang kata no, tak ada masalah pun. habislah your pitch, dah tak relevant lah, tak function lah. So sometimes you want to avoid your question, you want to avoid asking the audience a question, especially if you have hints or if you have an idea that the audience would be hostile. All right. Other than that, you can also intrigue the audience by using a metaphor, by telling them a story, or just start out with the problem statement and start terms. So anecdotes will be nice, provided that they are relatable to your audience. So that is why audience analysis is very, very important, right? So you need to know your audience, whether they can relate or not. If your audience are school leavers, they won't understand problems faced by working adults. If your audience is if you're pitching or you're doing marketing towards children, they won't understand angles from an adult perspective. So things like that should be taken into account, especially when you want to start out with an anecdote. Okay. All right. So you want to avoid anecdotes that are very specifically niche or it's unrelatable. Contohnya, do you have any problem? Everybody knows about that problem when you drive your Ferrari, suddenly your macchiato spills on the upholstery. Orang macam, apa pasal kau beli macchiato dalam Ferrari? Kalau kau ada Ferrari, kau jangan minum lah kan dalam tu kan? Tak nak lah macam tu. So I understand someone is opening their mic at the question. Is it Mariam? Do you want to speak with us, Mariam? Are you on the line?
Oops, sorry. I forgot to mute my, mic.
No need to apologize. No need to apologize. And you don't have to mute. You want to speak about what we covered just now? Any questions? Any feedback you want to give, Ke? You want to share?
To be honest, I just entered the room.
Okay, tak apa. So it's okay. No problem. Okay, maybe it was later on. You have any questions you'd like to ask? And this applies to the others as well. Don't feel shy. Do not feel obstructed from asking any questions. Yeah. All right. So moving further on, that is your hook. So hook ni penting lah. Another important part is that you need to be energetic dalam bila bercakap. You need to be excited about your own idea for the second person to feel excited too. If you are not motivated, if you're not excited enough on the thing that you are supposed to talk about, then how are you supposed to get people excited too? Another thing is that if you're pitching an idea, right? But if you're not confident in that idea, that means you haven't sold that idea to the most important person, which is yourself. For you to sell an idea, you need to buy that idea first. And if you're yourself not convinced yet, how can you convince the second person? So that's why you need to have that energy. You need to have that energy comes from you convincing yourself that this is an idea worth putting your time into, as an idea worth speaking about, and it is an idea that is worth standing by. So other than that, sometimes it's not that you're not convinced of the idea, it's just that you don't really feel pumped up. So senang je, motion creates emotion. You buat exercise sikit, you lompat-lompat sikit, you buat jumping jack ke, you buat push up ke, when your heart rate goes up, you tend to trick your brain into feeling excitement for the beginning. So daripada situ nanti dia akan contagious lah towards the end of the pitch, right? You can also use body movement, you can also use hand gestures, tapi kalau banyak sangat hand gesture nanti kan pening pula kan. So biar dia natural, biar dia ngam-ngam je lah macam tu. Alright. So other than that, what we can how do we impose energy is to enunciate your voice. More the case when it is online, where you want to make sure that your equipment is proper. So same goes to when you're speaking in public or when speaking to the second person live or physically. You want to speak up, you want to project your voice, but not to the extent that you are yelling to them lah. Nanti orang kata macam apa, dia bertopik aku pula kan. Enough just to be clear, enough just to enunciate, and enough so that people can understand you clearly and appropriately. All right. Okay, moving on. You can always have a personal touch in your speech, in your pitch, in your speaking up, you can add a personal touch, a personal story, a personal experience that you would like to share, or you consider yourself the emotional type and you want to consider an emotional story and it fits your narrative, fits your storytelling, then by all means add your personal touch. Remember when we said about the script being 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that 30 seconds is allowing you to have a personal touch either in the beginning or towards the end. All right. Okay. This is the fourth part of the beginning material. Before we proceed with audience analysis, let's open the floor for any questions that you might have for 1 minute. Feel free to unmute or feel free to type out. Tapi kalau boleh unmute je lah, tak ada apa pun. Bukannya buka kamera pun kan, cakap saja. Alright, so do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Hi, I have a question.
Thank you, Kamalin. Yes. I look forward to your questions. Apa? Kamalin tanya apa?
How do you analyze the audience when most of them don't, turn on their cameras?
So itu macam, I think that hits a little bit close to home lah, Kamalin. Kacau lah kami, now I'm gonna emotional lah sikit. Okay, so you want to analyze your audience ni, tak semestinya you want to analyze, macam mana cakap, dia macam ni tau, okay. Even if the whole point of analyzing your audience is so that you want thank you for the laughing emoji. The whole point of analyzing your audience is so that you can meet their expectations. You want to meet what they want to hear and you want to speak in language that they can relate to. That's the whole point of your audience expectations lah. So in terms of audience attitude, yang ni kita kena tread lightly sikit. Because you don't want to be swayed by your audience attitude. Katakanlah your audience is not positive towards what you want to say, then by all means, remember 2 letters je, PM, pergi mampus lah. Why do I say that? Because you believe in what you are pitching, you believe in what you stand for, your idea. So kalau diorang macam, kalau kita cakap kan, macam cakap in general, tiba-tiba macam ada orang macam datang betul pergi, macam ni I'm not interested lah. Itu tak penting. Never be swayed by the audience attitude. However, it's different when it's one-to-one. So for example, you are pitching an idea. Basically, it's reading the room now. If you're pitching an idea to a potential investor, or you are speaking to a very rich uncle, or you are pitching your idea to your manager, for example, okay, you need to read the room. Whether your second person, your audience, that one person, very important person, decision maker, is able to comprehend what you are about to say. Macam tu. That is where analyzing the attitude comes in. All right. So if you can sense the room that macam diorang sekarang tengah stress, dia nanti tiba you bagi idea baru. Of course dia tak nak invest, betul tak? That is where analyzing the attitude comes in. But if you are speaking in public in general and there are some certain audience members yang tak berapa minat ke atau tak suka ke, for example when speaking in public, let's say pitching ni ada banyak setting kan. So let's say you pitch, kadang-kadang kita ada pitch competition where you pitch in front of an audience, ramai orang. Sometimes it helps if you have a relative or a friend in the audience and you just look at that person. It helps very much. You pesan dekat your friend tu, just angguk and smile saja. It really helps. Macam tu. It really kacau your mindset nanti if you look at this one person suddenly macam ni. So it's worse when in a competition kan, kalau pitch competition benda tu judge kan yang buat macam tu. So don't look at that judge lah. Jangan switch sebab kita nak get the show going macam tu. At least the show must go on. At least sampai habis. Menang kalah different story. Kalau you mindset dah kalah kat sini, confirm you kalah. Kalau you dah macam ni tak nak ni, confirm dah kalah. So sebab tu mindset menang boleh. Sebab at least you have that potential possibility. But if it's a one-on-one situation, you nak potential investor, like I said, your rich uncle, or you want to pitch an idea to your manager, read the room. Kalau attitude dia tak berapa bagus, no point in you wasting time, wasting saliva, or even wasting the possibility of ruining that relationship that you might have. Another thing about audience analysis is that if you feel that the second person tak suka this particular thing, macam a certain view or certain world view and certain career issue, you janganlah emphasis on that. Kan, contohnya macam dia tak berapa kisah sangat pasal turtles and straws kan, and plastic straws. You tak emphasis on environmental issues kan, you tahu dia tak klik. Ataupun dia memang dia particular pasal environmental issues. Dia nangis bila tengok turtle tu straw terodok dalam hidung. You jangan kata alah straw je pun, sekor je pun. Jangan kata macam tu. That is where your audience analysis comes in. Alright. So Kamalin, clear ke? What do you think, Kamalin? Maybe you can give feedback. What do you think about my response? Clear ke? Boleh faham ke?
Yeah, I think about pacing to their perspective. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the feedback.
Thank you so much for the question. Okay, about placing perspective ni, kita tak nak kita ni macam lalang sangat. Itu satu lagi kena jaga-jaga jugalah. Kita tak nak nampak sangat yang bila kita cakap A, bila A ni A, tepuk A. B ni B. Jangan nampak sangat lah. Sebab bila nampak sangat nanti, takut nanti kita sendiri tak keep track. And then bila kita tak keep track, bila benda tu contradict, habis kita punya credibility. Tak nak nampak sangat. Okay, Kamalin boleh Okay ke Kamalin? Before we move on, okay ke? Hey Kamalin, you still there? If everything okay, kita move on?
Yeah, good.
Alright, thank you Kamalin. I think Hakim just now unmuted. Hakim nak tanya apa-apa ke?
Yes.
Okay, sila Hakim.
Tuan Wan Asyraf, saya nak tanya lah.
Sila.
Is it uncommon for what we call pitch presentation to have a background music to capture the attention of the audience?
Okay.
Motivational speaker kan?
Betul. If you ask me, kalau nak pakai background music, for me, I don't advise it. Sebab kalau nak pakai background music, timing is everything. Timing lari, habis. So kalau you betul-betul, you ada that team, yang support team yang strong, you boleh practice like 2 to 3 times, even before the pitch, macam nak buat presentation menggah betul, macam motivation speaker tu, kalau ada material tu, boleh. Tapi dia memang make or break lah. Silap je timing, habis. Macam tu.
I see. Kalau macam sound effect, let's say, because we usually relate this pitch presentation like an elevator pitch kan. So maybe we put some bell sound thing, and then after the end we put bell sound. What's your opinion?
Okay, I think cantik juga tu, Kim. Menarik juga. Kalau korang macam elevator pitch, okay, ting, now we are in the elevator. Alright, okay, ting, okay, this is your floor, so what do you think? Macam tu kan? Menarik juga. Kalau macam sound effect biasa-biasa macam tu, tak ada masalah. Dia is all about, that is, I would consider that is your personal touch lah. If you're going to include that in your pitch, I look forward to hearing it lah. Macam stylo kat tu. It's just that you don't want things that sound macam, how should I say, macam out of place lah. Macam tiba-tiba meletup ke, tiba-tiba macam tu kan, macam tak shock, macam tak kena kan. So it really boils down to your presentation, your storytelling and your narrative and how you want to craft it. I think the best advice that I can give is moderation lah. Banyak sangat nanti kan pening pula kan. Moderation. Just 1-2 cantik, just to emphasis on your point, and then that's it. In terms of background music pula, be cautious lah. Kalau boleh buat, boleh, tak ada masalah. I won't stop it. Just remember that your voice should prevail over the background music. Takut nanti kita cakap tak ada. And tak nak, betul. And sorry, one more point ya, Kim. And tak nak nanti orang distracted dengan background music sampai tak dengar apa kita cakap. Sorry, okay, sorry to cut you off. Hakim, you had something to say tadi?
No, just agreeing with what you said lah. Okay, thank you lah.
Boleh, tak ada masalah. Alright, so that's it. Thank you so much, Kamilin and Hakim. Feel free, the others tanya juga, because today ni, Saturday ni, dia tak ada apa pun sebenarnya. To be honest with you, tak ada apa pun. The only way you get benefit is for you to participate, for you to ask questions. You don't ask, you don't participate, you tak dapat benefit, and bazirlah satu hari, kan? Rugilah. So might as well enjoy it, might as well speak with me. Kita lagi tengah lockdown ni kan, tak jumpa orang kan. Give your idea, tak ada soalan pun, there's no such thing as stupid question, simple question pun tak apa, nak bincang, nak bagi idea ke, because you akan pakai ilmu ni. Kalau you tak participate, tak ada apa kan, kita tak nak rugilah, sayang lah kan. Alright, okay, balik pada audience analysis. Kita next page, kita kena tengok juga knowledge of the topic and the setting. Setting tadi macam kita dah cakap, whether it's on stage, or it's in the elevator, or it's in the boardroom meeting, or it's just having coffee. Dia kena tengok kepada setting. Read the room. Alright, kalau benda tu boleh 3 minit, 3 minit. Kalau seminit je, macam tu. You need to also be particular. Syed, you had something to say ke?
Just now I want to ask, but I didn't.
Boleh tanya, boleh.
Is it too late to ask now?
Dah boleh je, tak apa. We have all day.
Okay. In your opinion, hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hello?
I'm listening. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Boleh ke?
In your opinion, during a presentation, is it a good idea to put into figures? Because let's say you want to pitch something a bit technical and you're going to show some projection in revenue or everything. Is it good to put too much figures in your speech, or just a ball figure will do?
Okay, thank you, Syed. Actually, it relates to the topic I'm speaking right now. So memang cantik, memang timing cantik. This is relates to the topic, the knowledge of topic. Maknanya the audience knowledge on the topic. So sometimes you have something technical you want to talk about. So you need to tengok juga whether your audience can comprehend that technicality. For this exercise for today, kita nak cerita, we are in the stage of ideation, memang initial stage. Mana kita just nak tengok business idea saja. We're not even looking in terms of the business viability, whether ada revenue ke tak ada, not yet. Okay, but just for the sake of the question, kita kan tengok knowledge audience, whether they can comprehend or not that technicality, right? Kalau pasal revenue projection, itu tak ada masalah. It's not really complicated pun. It's just a matter of ada figure, ada table, and then kita punya estimation kita for every year berapa persen. Itu tak ada apa. Dia jadi isu bila your business idea ni very technical. It employs blockchain technology ke, ada programming ke, ada banyak structure ke. So bila jadi macam tu, you want it to be at par with the knowledge of your audience. Tetapi you don't want to dumb it down until it feels insulting to the second person. Macam tu. You want to make it understandable, make it comprehensible, but not to the extent that aku ni bodoh sangat ke tak faham. Tapi jangan sampai jargonistic sangat sampai kita pakai istilah-istilah sampai orang pun tak faham. Jangan macam tu. So apa yang selalu kita buat adalah, selalunya bila kita business idea, kita boleh boil down all of that technicalities, that back end stuff yang messy tu to one concept, to one underlying concept, dalam mana we can use only one jargon, dan bila kita mention that jargon, kita terus bagi translation of that jargon supaya the audience can follow us without feeling insulted. Contohnya kalau Islamic finance, the whole structure of our product is based on musyarakah mutanakisah or diminishing partnership, where the partnership between two parties diminishes when the portion of party A is bought bit by party B. So, you faham tak my explanation? Kalau I cakap musyarakah mutanakisah ni, mesti tak faham kan?
Ya, tak faham.
Tapi bila I bagi translation tu sikit, macam we're employing musyarakah mutanakisah as the underlying structure, or diminishing partnership where party A buys bit of their share from partner B bit by bit until partner A owns everything. Boleh faham tak kalau macam tu? Maknanya you dapat follow kan?
Dapat.
So nampak tak macam mana if we do it that way, you bagi satu jargon and you explain that jargon very briefly, one sentence saja, orang yang dengar pun walaupun tak tahu, first they understand, they can follow. Second, they don't feel insulted. Betul tak saya?
Yep.
So macam itulah. So if you ask me, that applies to also figures and numbers jugalah. Maknanya if you have one figure atau one number, you want to explain that number, okay, you want to explain it, simplify it, but not dumb it down that it becomes insulting. So you have two numbers, okay, you explain this figure represents our performance. So when we remove this obstacle, our performance goes up, as you can see in the figure, where previously it was 18%, our projection will be 26%. Nampak tak? Saya boleh follow tak? Nampak tak? Are you still there? Okay, so tak apalah. Maybe saya connection problem kot. So basically macam tu. If you're explaining figures, there's no harm in putting figures. There is harm in putting too much figures. So tak nak banyak sangat. But it's enough for you on the slide, just include the figure. Tapi tak perlu nak include the calculation or the back end, the messy stuff tak payah include. Alright, but you need to be well versed on the messy stuff lah, so that when they ask follow up question, when let's say lah you analyze the audience, rupanya diorang ni ada technical understanding juga sebenarnya. So what you want to do is that you want to match their technicality, technical expertise. You want to match that so that when they ask a follow up, you can answer. But it doesn't need to be on the slide lah. Alright, okay, thank you so much, Syed, for that question. Feel free, all the others, feel free to interrupt. Alright, okay. This is the idea pitch sequence, yeah. So for today, you have 3 minutes. Mira tadi ada cover juga sikit. So you want to start with idea logo, then problem statement, then solution. Then you want to explain how does your business idea work. Then your value proposition, then your target market. Then you want to cover your respondents feedback. Then towards the end, you want to introduce yourself. This is your pitch for yourself lah. Personal pitch, and state the ideas tagline again. Alright, so here is your guide. Ada orang ni ke buka mikrofon ke? Is it Tay Wan Row? I think I meet you last week kan, Wan Row. I think you have your microphone on. You want to speak? You want to share anything? Feel free, Tewan Ro, if you want to share anything, feel free. Are you there with us?
I think Tewan Ro actually just entered the call.
Baru masuk. Okay, tak apa. Kalau baru masuk pun tak apa. Alright, so let's proceed lah. It's okay. So the whole point of it is for you, I'm trying to give you ample time to participate. So if you open your microphone ke apa, I'm going to stop and I'm going to allow you to speak because one more thing annoying than connection problem is people speaking on top of each other kan, so tak dengar kan. Alright, so do not feel pressured if I stop speaking, just matter of voicing out saja, tak ada masalah. If you have nothing to say, macam oh tak ada, I terbuka tadi, tak ada masalah, just let's keep it lively, yeah. Alright, so referring to the sequence you see here, you have red, orange and green. So this is the time that you want to spend lah. Alright, so red is just one sentence saja cukup ataupun cakap satu saja. Orange is 2 to 3 sentences and you want to focus more of your time on green. Alright, so we can't give you specific time macam only 30 seconds, 7 seconds, but it's not going to be helpful. It's just a matter of you have one sentence, 2 to 3 sentences and the rest is focused on green macam tu. For this stage, especially for this exercise in particular, we want to focus on problem statement, solution, how does it work, and value proposition, because the major parts of pitching your idea is on these 4 elements, right? So it's different if it were other training. Kalau macam kita focus on startup pitching ke, we want to focus more on target market, on customer segment. Sebab itu kita dah cakap dengan investor. So investor nak tahu revenue model you apa, customer segment you apa, nak tengok you punya target market ni viable atau tak viable. But now for idea saja, kita nak ideation, kita nak test your idea, nak pitch your idea, focus on the problem statement. Whether your problem statement ni betul ke tak. Focus on your solution. What do you propose to solve this problem that is currently faced by the public? And your solution, remember, must correspond with your problem statement. And you can explain how does it work? How does your business idea work? Then in value proposition, what you want to do is that you want to say, you want to pitch what sets you off from, what sets you apart from the others existing in the market. So there is some elements of competitor analysis in that segment lah. So don't worry, it's not really technical. We're going to cover this throughout the exercise. Okay, before we proceed, do you have any questions in terms of the sequence? Remember the duration is 3 minutes, so it should be covered within 3 minutes, yeah? All right, so I think I'm going to check the chat box.
Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Iman. Kejap Sang Kirtana, I think the challenge guide set has it. Sorry, Sang Kirtana, I'm not following your question. Maybe you can elaborate by unmuting yourself. Okay, before that, Iman, you wanna tadi? You wanna ask the question?
I just want to question about do you believe about the law of attraction or the aura, because like we know kalau macam ada Steve Jobs ke kan, dia cakap pun orang macam wow. So what is your opinion about that?
Law of attraction lah. Kau ni masuk pseudoscience lah, kacau lah. Alright, so here's the thing lah. I never read the book, but there is some okay, sorry can I read the chat box kejap? Wasn't a question, was a reply to me Iskandar's question. Sorry. Okay, no problem. Kitana, no problem. Alright, so the thing about law of attraction is that I haven't read the book, so I can't make a fair comment on the contents of that idea. However, to a certain extent, all success begins from here. Itu pastilah. You can't pitch, you can't sell an idea before you buy it first. Betul? You can't win before you ada winning mindset. So macam Stephen Covey kata, success begin with end of mind. Maknanya you dah visualize, you nak cakap macam mana, cakap macam tu.
Okay.
So in terms of law of attraction, it would be helpful for you to feel positive about yourself, for you to think that if I'm positive, positive comes to me. That much I know lah kan. So that would be helpful. Tak ada masalah, up to the extent where you need to understand that belief cannot stand alone. Belief must be implemented through work and preparation. For me, I'm always the preparation kind of guy. That's why even in speaking, always have a script ready, because that script is you exercising, you practicing. Regardless of later nanti you tak pakai pun segitu, tak apa. You need to go through the process. Macam tu. Put in the hours. I'm a firm believer of the 10,000 hour rule lah. You put in 10,000 hours, insyaAllah jadi expert. Macam tu. What do you think, man?
Yes, sir. Okay, faham.
Okay, so just an opinion lah. Benda ni kalau you tak kata, apa mengaul lah, aku percaya lah tadi lah. pulang lah.
Tak adalah
Kau tak kurafat dah lah.
sebab most sebab most of the student dia have a experience to build the aura. So orang dia lalu dekat depan pun orang dah rasa dia punya intense dia punya kilat dia, something like that lah.
It's all about how you bring yourself lah.
Yes.
Benda tu boleh kalau you pakai dengan syarat first you don't feel intimidated when you feel other people have that. Kalau you feel intimidated, habislah, no point lah for you to believe that. Betul tak?
Oh, okay.
So jangan feel intimidated kalau dia ni ada aura. Jangan take it in a negative way. Take it in a positive lah. Dia ni ada aura. Apa dia buat aku nak ikut juga. Macam tu.
Okay.
Second, jangan focus too much on the aura sampai you don't practice lah. Sebab kadang-kadang people focus too much on image, focus too much on how they bring themselves sampai tahap yang preparation tak ke mana. Itu yang tak best lah. Because dia macam ni. You can bring yourself, you can convince people, you can be convincing provided you do the work because you are a person of substance. Bila orang cakap apa, terpulang lah. Aku buat kerja aku. Macam itulah. So for me, that's the work speaks for itself. Then that would translate to you believing in yourself and having that aura. Okay, Iman? Boleh kah?
Alright, no problem.
Alright, thank you, Iman. Thank you for participating. Thank you so much. We have Melissa with her hand up. Melissa, you want to unmute yourself? Want to talk about?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
All right. So I have a question on how do we want to persuade our audience that our idea is a great idea?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we are going to cover today lah, in general lah. But to answer your question, first, mula-mula sekali, before you convince your audience your idea is great, you need to believe that your idea is great first. For you to believe your idea is great, you need to do the work lah. Doing the work maksudnya, how can you convince yourself that your idea is good? Contohnya, you dah kaji, you dah cakap, oh ni boleh, you dah buat respondents feedback semua, you tengok target market, ni boleh, betul boleh. So, when you convince yourself of the elements, kan, benda tu ada, you substantively convince yourself. How do you boleh convince orang lain? Macam tu. So, you need to sell to the first person first, which is yourself. Okay ke Iman? Iman pula. Siapa tadi? Melissa, okay ke? Faham ke?
Yes, and then if we include the data, but the data if from other study, is it okay?
Are you referring the technicality of the page ke in general?
I mean the general, like the problem statement, and we do a citation on others research paper. Is it okay?
Boleh, tak ada masalah. Even better sebenarnya. It's unnecessary. Tak perlu. For this exercise, tak perlu. Problem statement tu just copyright saja. It's just a matter of having that sentence, just a matter the idea. What we want to look today is whether you faham tak problem statement ni apa. Tak perlu nak cite pun. We're not doing a paper lah. Itu yang pastilah. Okay ke, Melissa?
Alright, so far so good. Thank you so much.
No problem. I understand you nak cite, maknanya nak kata problem statement tu real lah kan, sampai ada orang dah report. Boleh, tak ada masalah. But it's unnecessary. So for other participants, katalah you tak ada source, you nak cite, no problem, as long as the problem statement seems realistic and the solution corresponds to that problem statement. Itu yang kita nak tengok for today's exercise. Alright? Okay, Melissa, boleh ke? Melissa, you still there? Okay ke?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, thank you, Melissa. Alright, so referring back to the sequence, we have here red, orange, and green. Red is only one sentence, orange is 2 to 3 sentences, and you want to focus more of your time on green. So let's look into it lah. Alright, so feel free to disrupt or interrupt me and ask questions. Okay, moving on, we want to have the logo. Mira tadi pun dah cakap, you want to have your logo because this is your identity lah, your mark. Paling cantik your logo ni simplistic and minimal. Tapi kalau kompleks sikit pun tak ada masalah. It's really up to you lah. It really shows you as the person lah. Alright, so you don't need to spend too long. It's just a matter of having the color scheme and then you have that tagline. Cukup lah. Alright, so benda ni pun for the purposes of the page, kalau you tak buat original logo pun tak ada masalah. Not big deal pun. It's just a matter of whether can you comprehend in terms of what concepts should exist in the logo. Alright, contohnya kita buat contoh Capabella. Capabella ni kalau kita tengok ada gambar botol, color scheme dia warna kuning, warna orange, and you drink with joy. As you can see here, idea logo, idea tagline, dan pentingnya for you to have in your pitch slide nanti, you need to have the logos down there. Alright? Yang ni requirement by the organizer lah. You kena ada. Alright? Okay. So moving on. Now let's look at the problem statement. So the problem statement ni is you want to solve a problem lah. Sebab you takkan nak cakap, okay, kita nak jual barang ni semata-mata nak jual. Tak boleh macam tu. Because the storytelling is not clear. You need to start with the problem statement. Orang macam, oh, ada masalah rupanya. So how do we solve this masalah? So you want to address who, what, and issue. Who, what, and why lah. Who is facing the problem, what is the problem, and why the problem happened or took place. This is an example of Kubela. So the problem statement here, we see that young adults has limited time to enjoy hot or cold drinks due to the hassle to go to the water dispenser during their working hours. So this problem caused a repetitive working lifestyle towards young adults, which results to physical and mental fatigue during working. Okay, this is just an example, rough example, just so that you know the elements lah. All right. So first, who is the who? The who is young working adults. All right. Second, what is the problem? The problem is the hassle. The problem is work, physical and mental fatigue during work. So why does that problem happen? It's because of the repetitive lifestyle. Because you need to go to the water dispenser. Sekejap nak pergi nak bangun. Penat lah nak bangun kan. Baik aku duduk fokus, lagi efficient, lagi banyak masa depan laptop buat kerja kan. Sekejap nak pergi water dispenser nak ambil air. Leceh lah. Sekejap nak pergi pantry, leceh. Macam tu. Okay. So you get the brief idea of the problem statement. So the problem statement ni, kita kena ingat. So, kadang-kadang business idea ni, kita nak business idea tu generic. Sebab kita nak cater to the whole population from the get-go. Tak semestinya. Alright, it's better for you to be more focused, even if it's a niche. Macam ni very niche lah. Dia dah niche young working adult. Maknanya young non-working adult tak kira lah kan, sebab dia tak pergi water dispenser, tak pergi pantry. Dan dia kepada orang yang malas nak bangun lah. Itu dah smaller niche kan, kepada orang yang tapi semua malas kan. So basically macam tu lah. Maknanya tak semestinya you nak cover all working adults, atau tak semestinya nak cover every single adult. Tak semestinya macam tu. Alright, you need to have your niche. Alright. So settle with the problem statement. Let's look at the solution pula. So the solution is you want to have the audience dive into the solution to follow you on this customer journey, so that you want to cover the what and the key values, the benefits, what your solution is offering. All right. So introducing Kupubela, a smart tumbler where user can set their desired temperature. How? Kupubela comes with a Coop app, where apa ni? Coop app ke Cube app ke Cooper app lah. Aku pun tak tahu macam mana nak pronounce. So Cup app where user can set their desired water temperature and it will last for more than 4 hours. So what we're talking about is that we're talking about a self-regulating thermos. Panas boleh, sejuk boleh, tak perlu masuk peti, tak perlu ambil air panas. Just put it on your desk, control dengan phone, nak air panas dia akan panaskan, nak air sejuk dia akan sejukkan. So, does it solve the problem of the hassle of having to get up repetitively to go to the pantry, to go to the water dispenser? It solves that problem. Betul tak? And that is catered to young adults because it's tech savvy, kan, dia pakai app. So, it caters to the same needs. You see how the solution corresponds to the problem statement. Penting ya, sebab throughout the trainings that we had, kadang-kadang kita just letak as placeholder text saja. So the solution ni tak reflect atau tak correspond the problem statement. Nanti kita kena adjust lah. Alright. So kita akan explain pula how does it work. So this is your three-step approach lah. So your idea is new. You want to explain how the process works. So first you want to show your solution, and then you want to tell the process, and then you want to show the effect of your solution, or show the cure lah per se, kan? So let's look at the example. So how does it work? First, you pour your drinkable water into your thermos, and then you open the app, and then you choose your desired temperature, nak hot ke, nak cold ke, nak 50 degrees ke, 100 degrees ke, and then you kerja saja, you continue kerja, tak perlu nak bangun, tak perlu nak duduk, tak perlu nak baik kali pergi pantry. You continue your work and wait after 15 minutes, then Coop app will send a notification that your drink is ready. It's like having your own personal butler or maid lah, siapkan air kan, your own personal secretary. Alright, so this explains how does it work. You see the first one is pour your drink. Okay, that's your Cup app. And then how does it work? You pour a drink, you open the app, you choose your desired temperature, and you continue your work. Macam tu. Alright? Now let's enter value proposition. Okay, before that kita dah cover idea, logo, kita dah cover problem statement, kita dah cover solution and how does it work. Up to the extent, let's reverse sikit to the outline for you to know where are we at the moment. As you can see, can you see my cursor? We have reached up until here. Belum masuk value proposition. So we're halfway through. Maybe we can afford some time for you to ask any questions that you may have. Ada apa-apa nak tanya soalan ke? Let me check the chat box. Okay, thank you Ketana. Okay, ada apa-apa lagi nak tanya soalan ke? Maybe you want to ask anything up to this point in terms of the problem statement, in terms of the solution, in terms of how does it work before we enter into value proposition. Ada apa-apa nak tanya ke? Okay, let's leave the floor. Let's open the floor for 1 minute. If you don't mind ya, minum air sikit. Tanya. Apa ni? Who do we have on the line?
Hakim.
Hakim. Hi Hakim. Thank you for joining again.
Sorry, problem statement tu, does it really need to be one line? Can we do it in point form? Like we want to really emphasize the key points lah kan?
Okay, I understand. I would say that kena paragraph, kena ada storytelling. Sebab kalau point saja, nanti orang tak boleh nak connect the dots. Kena in sentence. It doesn't need to be long. It's just that you need to have the what, the who, the issue, and you need to explain it in the slide.
Say we want to say like this young adults had limited time to enjoy hot and cold drinks due to point 1, point 2, point 3.
Due to point 1, point 2, point 3.
Or we just put it in a sentence but with 3 instances lah kan?
Okay, macam ni lah. For me, benda tu penting untuk storytelling, so kena ada paragraph, penting untuk paragraph. Tapi kalau cara you cakap tu bukannya point semata kan, ada ayat atau ada point-point kan. So let's look at your pitch nanti and then kita tengok macam tu boleh. Sebab dia, I don't want to be that rigid. Dia tengok juga kalau dia okay, kalau fit, who am I to say otherwise kan. Tapi kalau tak fit nanti kita tengok lah. It's just a matter of storytelling. Kalau storytelling tu kena fit macam tu je. Alright?
Okay, noted. Thank you.
So bukanlah paragraph macam buku, tak semestinya. Tapi storytelling kena jelas supaya ayat tu clear. Bila orang baca pun kita tak explain pun dia boleh tahu, oh ni masalah dia. Itu yang penting. Maknanya tak perlu kita explain lah. Alright? Okay Kak Hakim?
Okay.
Okay, so let's open the floor for another question before we proceed with value proposition. Ada apa-apa nak tanya ke? Tanya je, tak apa, tak ada masalah. Let's keep it lively lah hari Sabtu ni kan. Okay, thank you Hakim for that question. Let's proceed with value proposition block. Okay, value proposition means what your unique selling point lah per se, or what value you propose to the customer. So in your value proposition, we want to see a competitor analysis matrix. As you can see here, the competitor analysis would identify and differentiate you from the existing players in the market. So kena guna 3 matrix. Ini sorry, tak boleh kompromi because you need to choose either or. Either it's a better, either it provides better outcome, it's a faster alternative, or it's a cheaper option. Better, faster, or cheaper. Two saja. Alright, better experience, faster outcome, or cheaper alternative. Alright guys. So kalau macam in this case, the matrix right now is, as you can see here, it's all about better experience. Alright. In terms of networking or connection, in terms of industry experience. Okay. So for example, Youth Venture Club. Kita nak kata Youth Venture Club ni, okay, kalau LinkedIn, networking tu padu, bagus. In terms of better experience kan. Networking, connection bagus, tapi industry experience tak semestinya kita akan dapat. Kalau Monster, bagi banyak industry experience kepada kita punya participant, tapi in terms of networking mungkin tak berapa bagus sangat. Kalau mau kerja lagi lah. Industry experience pun tak bagus, connection pun tak bagus, leading to a not so good experience. So that's where Youth Venture stands out and differs from the competitors, where we provide a better experience in terms of having the connections necessary for someone to build that career and having the industry experience for us to train the participant. Macam tu. Alright, so let's look at the example of Kupubella. So this is the value proposition. Tapi value proposition ni kita tak letak matrix lah. Nanti you guys kena letak lah matrix ya. So Kupubella is one and the only smart tumbler that ease users to adjust their water temperature within a few clicks of the Cube app. User now can enjoy their drinks while settling their chores. So we create a better experience for users to enjoy their drinks while working. Okay, kita contohin sikit ya. Apa aku nak contohin ya? Okay, let's try this one. So you see here, it's better experience. Okay, nampak better experience? Alright, so sekarang ni, let's try and do the matrix. Okay, paling best benda ni kita participate lah supaya you can follow the discussion. Alright, so kita ada y-axis, and then kita ada x-axis. So sekarang better experience. So can anyone share better experience in what sense? Ada orang boleh share tak? Okay, let's bagi 30 second ke? Ada orang nak cakap apa ke? Okay, kalau tak ada, kita letak kat sini. Untuk x-axis, kita letak maybe convenience. Convenience. Kau faham lah kan? Okay, so the other one is, any ideas guys? You wanna add on? Hi Wanro, are you writing down juga? Okay, no problem. Faster, okay. Dia macam ni. Dia paling cantik, dia kena dalam better experience, faster outcome or cheaper alternative. Okay, so kalau kita fokus on better experience sahaja. Paling cantik macam tu. Tapi itulah, like siapa cakap tadi? Arifuddin, maybe lagi cepat masak air dalam 15 minit as compared to the other one. Pun boleh juga, it contributes to better experience. So tak ada masalah pun. Cumanya jangan cover banyak benda lah. Macam kalau kita fokus on better experience, tak fokus on cheaper alternative. Sebab selalunya susah lah. Kalau kita nak bagi quality product, tiba-tiba kita nak bagi cheaper alternative juga. Macam tu. Takut dia contradict. But in this sense, faster outcome doesn't necessarily mean it's not a better experience. So kita letak faster. Thank you Arifuddin for participating. Faster. Aduh, aku punya S tak lawa lah. Sorry lah Okay, faster. Alright. So faster in terms of masak air lah kan. So ada tak competitor in the market yang macam kita ni? Botol yang boleh self-regulate through an app. Ada tak? Siapa sini boleh jawab? Come on guys, unmute for you to benefit the most from the exercise. Ada tak sebenarnya? Thomas. Okay, Thomas. Thank you Akmal, thank you for participating. No problem. Okay. Thomas okay, kalau Thomas ni it's a brand kan? Tapi brand tu self-regulate tak the app? Dia ada app, dia ada accompanying app tak sebenarnya? Kalau Thomas. Kita look up kejap. Okay, as you can see, Thermos ni memanglah is an established brand, tapi dia tak ada accompanying app. So boleh tak kita compare? Jawapan dia boleh. Alright? Sebab katakanlah kita, that is where our value proposition comes in lah. That's what sets us apart. Selalunya in this stage, apa kita punya participant? Okay. So in this stage, apa yang kita punya participant akan cakap adalah produk dia terlalu baru. Sampai tak boleh nak control. Okay, we have some responses. Malisa kata, okay, I think there's a bottle that can change and set temperature on Shopee. Okay, maybe boleh. And then Arifuddin kata Xiaomi. Okay, maybe ada. That's not the point lah. The point is that this particular product has existing competitors. Katakanlah this particular product does not have existing competitors, it still does. Sebab it doesn't necessarily need to be the exact same niche for it to be a competitor. Kalau for example katakanlah tak ada yang Xiaomi, maybe Thermos, tak tahu Thermos boleh control ke tidak, maybe tak boleh kan. Katakanlah kita ambil kira tiga ni senang, Thermos, Shopee dengan Xiaomi. So Thermos, Shopee dan Xiaomi ni semua boleh regulate app. So kita tolak tepi. Okay, katakanlah sekarang ni tak ada benda tu, tak ada competitor. So kita ambil existing competitors yang mirip-mirip dengan kita punya produk. Contohnya Tupperware. Kan? So kita letak Tupperware dekat on the table ni, kita akan letak. Lepas tu kita akan cakap, okay, kita better dalam Tupperware sebab kita ada accompanying app. Kita more equipped to give a better experience. Okay, in this sense, let's say kita put lah kan. Okay, let's say kita ada Thomas. Thomas kita tak sini lah, Thomas. Okay, Thomas. And then kita ada Shopee. Shopee kita boleh letak dekat sini. And then kita letak Xiaomi. And then kita letak kita. Okay, macam mana kita explain the matrix ni macam ni? So sekarang ni, that is a T, that is, alamak, aku punya X dan T sama lah kejap. Kita keliru. Yes, anyone wants to add on ke? Someone ni? Can someone unmute themselves? Okay, ni X Alright. So, Shopee punya produk, apa yang jadi adalah dia faster. Kan? Senang dapat, senang bagus. Tapi sebenarnya tak berapa convenient sebab dia tak ada company app. Contohnya. Thomas kita tengok Xiaomi pula. Xiaomi very convenient. Tapi bila kita tengok balik sebenarnya lambat. Ataupun lambat nak sampai ke, atau bila kita panaskan dia tak sampai 20 minit ke, contoh macam tu. Thomas pula dah lah tak boleh pemanaskan, tak ada that function, tak boleh nak control dengan app pula. That's why it's all in the far left of the matrix. Then comes Capabella. Capabella it's faster sebab boleh panaskan dalam 15 minutes, and Capabella is more convenient. It's not just it self-regulates, but you can control it with an app. Macam tu. You see how the explanation comes in. Okay, so far boleh follow ke for value proposition? Maybe we can have someone can sound off. Follow ke proposition ni? Can you follow the discussion, guys? Okay ke? Okay, I have a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Okay, can we get another thumbs up? Okay, did someone unmute? Arifudin, yeah, Arifudin nak cakap ke?
So
Arifudin dan
for the value proposition, so we need to ensure that our place is on like top right.
Mestilah. You want to market yourself as dua-dua bagus lah kan. Kalau tak bawah tak function.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Kena pilih jugalah. Kena pilih juga your competitor tu kan.
So kena make sure kita the best lah dalam value proposition tu.
Tapi janganlah over sangat kan. Macam let's say lah you have a product, you want to compare with iPhone pula kan. Kena argue lah kenapa iPhone tak bagus and you are bagus. Kena argue macam tu. Kena cakap lah.
Kena fight balik lah. Okay.
It's just a matter of explanation je. Like I said, the whole point of today's exercise is to have the clear storytelling, the clear narrative. Kalau outline tu clear, storytelling clear, you letak iPhone kat bawah sekali pun tak apa. Sebab dia paling mahal contohnya. Kan? Macam tu. Alright, clear Arifudin?
Okay, clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Arifudin for your question. Okay, Fakrudin, yes, you had your hand up.
Sorry. For the value proposition ni, I just confused. Where's come first, the scoring matrix or our own value that we create in from the problem statement?
It should be one slide, so tak kisah. Kalau if you tengok the slide ni, itu technical biasa je kan. Dia just include in the same slide pun tak apa. Contohnya kalau macam ni kan dia tak ada that matrix kan. So you ambil text tu letak kat belah atas and then you put the matrix down there. Put the matrix here ke, faham tak? It should be one slide. The point is should be one slide.
Okay.
Clear ke Fakrudin? Okay, clear?
Clear.
Alright, thank you guys for your question. Okay, I'm really enjoying myself. Okay, Syed, ada soalan Syed.
When you talk about value proposition, let's say this is not a meeting and market can be compared to.
Sorry Syed, tak apa clear Syed, sorry, tak apa clear.
Dengar.
Okay, sekarang clear sikit. Dekat sikit. Okay. Kursi itu tolak depan sikit.
I mean, when you said about value proposition that yang Capabella ni is a new thing. So let's say we are competing against existing products. Do you think it's worth mentioning that other competitors as well? Like
mention.
Mention lah.
Mention. Especially in today's pitch exercise pun mention. Kalau paling cantik buat macam ni. Letak logo terus senang. Hello? Syed, you still there with us?
Yes.
Okay guys, Syed, is everything okay? Was I clear?
Okay, clear.
Okay, alright. So mention je lah. Okay, so ada any last questions before we proceed? Ada apa-apa ke soalan lagi? Okay, no more hands raised. Okay, let's just leave a second lah. Maybe ada orang nak tanya soalan ke apa ke. Minum air kejap. Right. Okay, sure. Who do we have on the line?
Hakim again.
Sorry? Siapa ni?
Hakim.
Hakim, apa Hakim?
Competitor analysis, okay, in terms of if we're pitching for a startup, I can see lah, but do we have competitor if we're doing a social enterprise?
Ada juga.
So we put other social enterprises as our competitor.
Betul. Put juga. Sebab you wanna say why your social enterprise is better lah. Tapi social enterprise ni kena faham, dia bukan charity kan? Social enterprise is still a business. So you put enterprises yang bukan social lah. Faham tak? Because you're a business,
okay.
You're a business kan? Social enterprise is a business. So you put other businesses yang tak ada that social factor. Macam tu lah.
I see, okay.
Contohnya Hakim punya idea apa? Contohnya, let's have the exercise. Hakim punya idea apa?
I was thinking of doing some kind of agriculture punya idea lah kan, like livestock, livestock that can help the youth lah.
Okay. So you try tengok feedlot yang ada, maybe tengoklah feedlot apa ke yang buat macam tu juga, urban macam tu juga kan. Tapi dia tak ada that social factor. Contohnya dia tak you ambil satu slaughterhouse yang tak bersih ke, ataupun ambil satu lagi yang tak ada that social factor, yang tak empower youth. Macam itulah. So you tunjuk. Maknanya kalau compare, macam tadi kan kita akan pilih locality kan. Hakim locality kat mana?
Pantai Timur.
Sorry?
Pantai Timur, East Coast.
Pantai Timur still too big, kena kecil lagi.
Pahang.
Pahang kecil lagi?
Kecil lagi, Kuantan.
Okay, Kuantan. Okay, cari ada tak, so ladang tu pun nak buka kat Kuantan juga, ladang tu?
Dia
itulah, bila fikir balik ladang, kalau dalam Kuantan, dia selalu kita nak kecil. Tapi bila fikir balik ladang, Kuantan banyak je ladang kan?
Yes,
maybe dalam Pahang lah. Kalau dalam Pahang ada tak ladang lain? Boleh fikir tak ladang lain? Ladang lembu lain? Ada kan?
Boleh, biasanya di kawasan-kawasan rural area lah, Jerantut, like Bera, something like that.
Betul. Okay, kalau dia bukan established brand, macam bukan company macam ni, letaklah your normal kampung. Letak macam kampung punya ladang kat sini kan. And then kau letak Ramli ada slaughterhouse tak? Aku pun tak tahu. Ramli punya slaughterhouse ke, letak Easy Korban ke, contohnya lah kan. So kau punya kat sini. So Easy Korban bagus sebab dia tolong orang buat haji semua kan. Tapi dia tak empower youth, dia memang bagi kerja. Ramli bagus, bagi untung, tapi dia tak ada that social factor. Your normal typical ladang, social factor pun tak ada, dia just orang sekadar orang kampung je jaga, jadi dia tak ada that awareness, tak ada that contribution to economy, to society. That's where we come in. Hakim slaughterhouse ke apa, Hakim butchery ke, that's where we come in, dalam mana we not only provide halal products, we not only cater to akikah and korban, we also empower the youth through our business, so that our butcherers are all youth, youth yang sedang mencari kerja. So kita ada training program. Faham ke Hakim? Clear
yes,
ke?
Yes.
Nampak tak macam tu? Macam itulah. Okay, Arifuddin ada soalan?
Okay, basically, before this, you have mentioned about if we don't find any competitor that is on the same niche as ours, then we need to find the closest one, right?
Betul.
What is the best way to choose macam like benda yang boleh tolong lah, sebab somehow kadang-kadang maybe like benda yang kita create tu sangat baru, which like maybe nak cari yang closest pun maybe susah. So ada tak like tips on how kita nak pilih the best one lah untuk kita letak dalam competitor analysis?
Faham. Thank you for your question, Arifuddin. It's just a matter of taking a step back lah. Maknanya you jangan tengok produk tu per se, you take a step back. Contoh kalau Arifuddin ada produk apa yang baru tu? What do you consider as betul-betul baru? Just maybe your own idea atau another idea ke? Apa what you consider as baru yang tak ada competitor? You want to share?
Tak adalah kata baru sangat, but
tak apa, share tak ada, basically tak ada yang benda sama lah, tak ada competitor lah, you mean kan? So cuba share apa yang tak ada competitor.
So kita tahu because I'm basically focusing on media. Okay. So we know that sekarang kalau on social media platform, kalau yang biasa kita dengar entertainment, but now we have socialtainment, we have infotainment. So right now macam untuk this time saya like nak propose edutainment. So when I say edutainment and I try to think like who is the competitor, saya tak jumpa. So how saya nak cari?
I would say
pair
ada,
tu? Ada.
First, you kalau katakanlah ni tak ada langsung kan, you ambil education. Education in general. Macam tu. And then you ambil contoh kalau paling bodoh lah kan. You ambil education letak sini, you ambil entertainment letak sini. Nampak tak, dia tak overlap. Contohnya kan, your normal school and then your normal cinema ke, normal TV ke. That's why we come in, kita bagi dua-dua. Contoh macam tu lah, nampak tak? You ambil lah. Tapi sebenarnya ada je edutainment. TV pendidikan, that's supposed to be form of edutainment sebenarnya.
I mean like the concept. Okay, memang edutainment tu satu ni lah konsep, but cara approach tu berbeza.
Okay, kalau you punya cara approach sama dengan competitor, maknanya there's no point in having a value proposition. So just because your approach is different doesn't mean you don't have competitors. Faham tak?
So disebabkan kita beza.
Beza tu yang kita punya value proposition. Tetapi for your competitor analysis, you tak perlu tengok dia kena same approach baru kita. Tak semestinya. You kena tengok they serve the same market atau tak. Contohnya lagi, you ada specific macam niche lah, specific topic tak you cover under your entertainment, ada tak?
Graphic design. Yeah. So I try to combine edutainment and graphic design.
Okay, graphic design ni maknanya bukan architecture kan? Graphic design macam slides lah kan?
Yeah, like Photoshop, Illustrator, Canva apa semua.
Okay. So you boleh, contohnya boleh ambil Canva.
Ambil company tu.
Bila you explain, Canva tak ada that training punya portion. Dia ada feature tapi tak ada training. Yang bawah ni nanti you letak Adobe. Dia bagi tools, tapi tools dia tak user friendly dan dia memang tak ada training. Kalau training kena bayar semua. Faham tak? You see the idea?
Okay.
Macam tu. Kalau nak fokus on graphic design semata. Kalau nak fokus on edutainment, you cakap edutainment yang ada, semuanya cover benda-benda yang general. Tak cover benda yang niche macam graphic design. Dia cover mathematics, cover you tulis sini macam ini. Kat sini edutainment yang ada pun cover experience subjects je. Kalau ni dia tak cover banyak-banyak graphic design punya training, tak user friendly, faham tak? So you marry the two, you kata kat sini, sekarang ni kita bukan sahaja provide access to the public in terms of graphic design, kita make it user friendly and make it more understandable so that people can more people can become graphic designers. Okay.
So pilih satu keyword.
Boleh pilih keyword, pilih tengok in terms of market. Itu yang the whole point of today's exercise lah. Kita akan cuba tengok, nanti kita akan bagi feedback. Alright? Okay, cantik. Thank you Arifudin for your question. Alright, okay. So that's it for value proposition. Okay, ada soalan lagi? Ya, ada soalan?
We have one question from Muhammad Azhar in the chat box.
In the chat box, yeah. Is this Akmal speaking?
Yeah, this is Akmal.
Thank you, Akmal. All right, thank you, Akmal. Okay, how to make sure that we are not just making things up? For example, a bank provides faster money transfer than others, but compromise security. We are faster, but it's not that important. So how to make sure our value is useful and there's no bias? Sorry if Azhar tak apa faham lah. Can you unmute yourself and speak with us? Tak apa faham lah your soalan. Can you explain further? Hello, Azhar ke? Okay, hi Azhar. Nice to hear your voice.
Okay, saya explain bahasa Melayu lah senang. Contoh macam tadi brother tadi cakap yang dia buat macam education something kan. Okay, so apa yang brother cakap, kita boleh letak Canva apa semua sebagai competitor analysis lah kan. Tapi itu dah tak macam making things up, macam kita purposely letak Canva apa semua supaya kita boleh wujudkan kita punya value. Tak sama macam tu. Itu maksudnya macam mana kita nak pastikan kita tak buat benda-benda macam tu. So kita purposely, contoh macam dia ibarat aja saya nak buka kedai kereta tapi saya letak kompetitor saya adalah 3 motor. So saya purposely letak supaya saya nampak lagi hebat sebab kompetitor. So dia macam tak genuine lah. So itulah saya macam nak pastikan kita punya value tu tak bias lah.
Okay. So sekarang ni katakanlah tadi you buat kereta, you compare dengan 3 motor. First of all, kereta tu lagi bagus tak pada motor tu?
Bagus. Sebab kita boleh make up cakap value proposition kita. Kita boleh make up cakap value proposition kita boleh bawa lebih banyak orang. Tapi kalau dalam market ada kalau dalam market ada lagi benda lain, ada bus apa semua, tapi kita tak letak. Kita intentionally tak letak sebab dia akan tunjuk yang kita punya value tak function.
Okay.
So macam mana nak avoid benda-benda macam tu?
Okay, thank you so much Azhar. Okay, dia macam ni. Katakanlah kalau kita ambil contoh yang sama kita compare, kita buat kereta tapi kita ada bus semua kan. So sepatutnya dia akan jadi macam ni. Dia bukan masalah kita menipu atau kita gebam. Dia lebih kepada, katakanlah kita buat kereta kat sini, ni kereta kita conteng sikit. Okay, ni kereta kereta. So tadi Azhar bagi contoh 3 motor kan. Dia tak sepatutnya 3 motor. Dia kena sini motor, sini bus, sini kapal terbang. So bila kita kata kita lagi bagus, tak maksud kita bagus semua aspek, tapi kita bagus dalam aspek yang kita nak market. Contohnya, kalau dari segi kita tak sini ramai orang lah kan. Tak sini ramai orang. Tak sini jarak lah. Ramai orang tu maksudnya ramai orang boleh pakai lah bukan ramai orang boleh bawa, ramai orang boleh pakai. So katakanlah kita jual kereta. So contohnya motor banyak orang boleh pakai kan? Tak banyak juga sebab walaupun orang boleh beli tapi boleh naik 2 orang saja. Jarak boleh pergi jauh tak? Tak boleh long distance sangat. Kalau bus mungkin jarak tak berapa jauh, sama dengan motor sebab kita kena fikir route dia kan. Tapi dia boleh, ramai orang boleh pakai. Tapi still ada bagus, ada tak bagus. Kalau kapal terbang pula, dia boleh pergi jauh. Tapi tak ramai orang boleh pakai sebab tiket mahal. Tapi kereta ngam-ngam. Dia boleh pergi jarak yang lebih jauh daripada motor, tapi kurang sikit daripada bus, tak apa. Tapi lebih kurang sama. Tapi lebih ramai orang boleh pakai. So nampak tak macam mana? In this sense, kereta ni adalah alternatif yang terbaik. Faham tak Azhar? Boleh follow tak macam tu? Azhar? Ada lagi ke sama kita?
Hello?
Hello? Okay, faham tak?
Okay. Faham, tapi contoh macam ni, sekarang ni kan, tanpa kita sedar, sebenarnya kita ada bias dekat bullet train. Kalau saya letak bullet train kat sini, bullet train boleh pergi jarak jauh dan boleh bawa banyak orang. So dah tak function lah kereta kita kat sini. Itu maksud saya. Macam kita terlepas kita terlepas pandang something.
Okay, faham. Dia sekarang ni bila kita pitch, kita buat marketing tau. Kita pitch. Kalau kita nak have that sort of mindset, sampai bila kita boleh pitch? Sebab there's always going to be something better kan? Dia macam tu. So, the whole point right now is that kita bukan nak bias in terms of ni tak betul ni, tipu ni, kita je betul. Kita bukan nak jual minyak ular tepi jalan. Kan? Kita bukan nak jual ubat. Tapi in terms of value proposition, kita nak bawa kita punya investor ni in the customer journey untuk kita punya storytelling. Bila kita nak bercerita, kita nak kata in these aspects kita bagus. In aspect kalau kita compare, kita nak cakap okay, kalau kita buat competitor analysis, bila kita tengok okay, compare bus, compare motor, compare kapal terbang, sebab kenapa kita compare ni sahaja, kalau macam you tanya lah kan, habis bullet train macam mana? Bullet train tak semua ada. Tak semua orang boleh. Jadi kita nak compare. Ini ada kat Jepun, ada dekat Jerman, ada kat Germany. Tapi kat Malaysia tak boleh nak compare. Betul tak? Contohnya macam tu. So kenapa kita tak compare? Sebab tu. Jadi kita nak bawa dia kepada storytelling kita. Kita nak cerita dalam mana, okay, katakanlah benda yang paling mudah kita faham. Kita sekarang nak jual kereta, kita ada bus, siapa yang ada access pada kita? Kita ada bus, kita ada motor. Okay, tukarlah kapal terbang, tukar kepada kereta api, contohnya kereta api biasa. Kereta api jarak boleh, tapi tak laju, tak convenient. So point ni sekarang kenapa kita nak cakap kereta bagus? Kita bukan nak to certain extent, memanglah kita bayar sebab kita nak market kan, kita nak pitch kan.
Betul.
Bukannya tahap saya suruh menipu atau kita tutup mata, bukan. Point dia bila contoh macam tadi, habis kalau macam tu, kalau bullet train macam mana kan? Itu tak nafikan bullet train lagi bagus in certain aspects, tapi in terms of convenience, in terms of apa orang muda, contoh tadi kita ada customer segment atau kita fokus pada young working adults. Yang working adults boleh ke beli terus bullet train? Tak boleh juga, kena ada track. Contohnya, faham tak? So the whole storytelling that we are trying to do right now, dia penceritaan tu. Aliran penceritaan tu.
Penceritaan penting.
Betul.
Okey, contoh kalau 4 ni, contoh 4 ni, kalau kita nak letak yang kelima, kita boleh letak je contoh kat mana-mana antara 4 ni.
Boleh juga.
Contoh benda tu boleh. Okey.
Letak sini bullet train.
Macam kita letak tengah-tengah antara ni dengan ni
boleh
kan?
Tak ada masalah. Dia benda ni like I said, kita nak cuba objektifkan benda yang subjektif, tapi dalam masa sama bukan sampai tahap kita nak rigid sangat. Bukan sebab kita bukan nak buat paper, kita nak pitch. The graph, the matrix tu sekadar nak bagi pemahaman. Oh, maknanya dia bagus ni tapi tak bagus ni. Itu je. Bukan nak kita buat kajian, okey, kita buat graph, okey macam ni graph dia. Tak tak semestinya.
Okay, faham.
Okay, Azhar boleh Tapi itulah emphasis
boleh.
Saya bukan nak kata kita jadi snake oil salesman sampai semua bagus, kita oversell. Kita bagus. Bukan macam tu. Kita fokus on aspek yang kita bagus dan aspek inilah yang kita offer kepada market. Sebab kadang-kadang kita punya seller-seller kita more often than not saya seller online lah kan. Jual satu perkara tu minyak gamak ni semua benda boleh. Luka boleh, ugut boleh, sengal boleh, semua boleh. Bila semua boleh tu yang lagi hilang credibility. Tak menafikan memang minyak gamak tu semua boleh. Tapi bila dia market semua boleh, susah. Sebab dia market dia berterabur, tak ada target niche market, dia lebih kurang efektif. Azhar okey ke? Boleh follow ke?
Boleh.
Alright. Okay, thank you Azhar. Thank you. Tak apa. Rasa tak puas hati, tak kena ke cakap saja, tak ada masalah. Tapi thank you lah for the feedback. Tapi itulah saya nak emphasize. Kita bukan nak jadi snake oil salesman lah. Nak kata semua bagus lah. Tak macam tu. Kita nak bagi dia proper lah. Alright, let's check the chat box. Okay, thank you Azhar for the question. Nick Iskandar, this was a good question, a great answer. Pandailah kau, semua bagus lah kau. Alright, Norifudin. So purposely to choose lower quality brand to make our brand better is a part of marketing. Like I said, it's not about choosing a brand of lower quality. It's just kita nak compare kalau brand ni apa yang dia kurang, apa yang kita lebih. Bukan nak cari yang tak bagus, tak semestinya. Kalau katakanlah kita buat phone kan, kita boleh je letak iPhone kat sini. Tapi it depends, kita tak iPhone, sorry. Mampus sangat lah kan. Kita tak iPhone kat sini. It really depends on this one. Okay, katakanlah kat sini kita kata more affordable. And kat sini kepada accessible, pada stock. So kalau kita letak macam ni, iPhone lah yang paling kurang sebab iPhone limited stock. Dan iPhone sangat mahal. iPhone tak semua tempat boleh beli. Boleh faham ke Arifudin? Okay ke? Arifudin, are you with us? Faham ke?
So dia bergantung kat kita lah. Cara kita nak handle benda tu.
Betul. Dia bergantung dekat kita punya storytelling dan kita punya matrix matrix
element
lah. Bila sebut kreatif ni macam kata menipu kan? Kita bukan nak menipu. Kita just nak storytelling. Maknanya kalau kita kata kita ni affordable, kita ni more accessible, iPhone akan ada yang belah kiri sekali. Sebab dia mahal dan dia tak semua kedai jual. Faham tak? So kita bukan nak kata iPhone low quality yang paling bodoh, kita ambil, kita cari yang mana tak bagus. Bukan macam tu. Kita nak fokus on apa yang kita nak cakap. Katakanlah, contohnya kalau last kita masuk sebelum kita go through another segment, maybe Arifudin boleh cerita your idea and then kita buat value proposition.
Allah.
Kita buat competitor analysis. Tak, kita suka-suka je. Boleh share idea. What's your business idea?
Okay lah, idea ni actually dah ada lama dah. But cuba nak kembangkan lah. So basically macam ni, the thought of edutainment ni, bila saya because I'm a freelance graphic design. So bila kawan-kawan tanya, refer to me about how to use this software, how to use that software, and I will say why not refer to you too, and somehow they will say that susah lah nak belajar. So saya dah jumpa lah kelemahan situ. And then I will try I will come up with an idea macam create actually I'm gonna start with making a content creation before going to doing apps. Okay, so nak cerita detail ke benda tu? So
tak, maknanya kita tak apa, it's okay. You have your page tadi yang risau. Kita buat exercise.
I tried guna cara tutorial yang baru instead of sebab kat YouTube is a one-way communication. So maybe if I can develop an apps that boleh involve two ways communication. That's why I mentioned edutainment and graphic design, because this is some sort of edutainment sebab dia ada tutoring, but in the same time dia ajar graphic design. It's not only graphic design lah. For me, the key point is edutainment tu, the way new kind of education punya style. It can be others lah, tak semestinya graphic design lah, but the main focus actually nak develop a new style of education. And to make it more interactive, edutainment tu dalam bentuk game. Takat tu lah. Okay, so daripada situ lah macam maybe benda ni benda yang orang tak pernah buat. That's why like I have a thought like how nak cari competition macam nak comparing sebab maybe benda ni approach ni orang tak buat sangat. Some sort like that lah.
Okay, so kita ambil macam ni So now you in the graphic design edutainment Can you see the screen? Boleh nampak ke?
Yeah.
So kita ambil contoh So sekarang ni I nampak in terms of kita boleh buat accessibility and kita buat macam ni lah. Interactivity, okay? Okay kan? So dia user friendly and kita employ element of gamification lah sebab kita nak buat game kan? So Arifuddin kat sini. So kita letak contohnya, kita buat comparison. Nampak saya cakap, kita bukannya nak compare benda yang tak bagus saja. Kita boleh letak sini university. University you boleh dapat tak graphic designing education? Boleh dapat tak? A degree in graphic design. Boleh kan?
Okay.
No, it's for the purpose of the storytelling lah. But is it really accessible when you compare to YouTube kan?
No.
Tadi ada idea juga daripada ni. Thank you for participating. Sarah Alicia kata YouTube tutorial and Coursera. Okay, kita ambil contoh tu direct.
Okay ke kalau macam general macam YouTube tutorial dia ada channel kan? Kita patut pilih channel or the platform?
Pilih channel pun boleh, tak ada masalah. This is only for the example lah.
Okay.
Boleh katakanlah specific channel apa? Channel apa? Ada channel?
Tak ada.
Tak ada pun. Kau pun alah. Kau tak tanya aku, kau pun tak ada. Okay, here's the point. So bila kita kata macam, but to answer your question tadi, you kan kata kita kena ambil yang tak bagus saja ke? Tak semestinya. It really depends on the elements you put here. Lepas tu buat type lah tadi, aku dah buat mouse tu lukis tu tak lawa kan. Alright, so in terms of accessibility, YouTube very accessible tak? Kan? Ya kan, very accessible.
Sangat
tapi like you said, it's not as interactive sebab dia one way communication.
Yes.
Lepas tu in terms of interactivity kat belah sini. Kalau dekat Coursera, very interactive kan because at your own pace, you buat test sendiri. Tapi maybe tak berapa accessible because the courses, they charge. Contohnya macam tu. University pula tak berapa accessible sebab sangat mahal dan dia tak ada element of gamification. Dia ajar, saya mengajar sendiri. Tak berapa user friendly. Boleh juga, thank you Maram Aisyah. Skillshare pun boleh juga, kita masuk dekat sini, dekat Coursera. So, bila kita compare these elements, kita akan nampak yang kita bagus lah. Sebab kita employ kita accessible dan kita more interactive sebab kita employ gamification. Semua yang ada ni tak employ gamification. Coursera pun walaupun interactive, your self-paced, tak ada gamification. So, in terms of our value proposition, this is what we offer. Nampak tak Arifuddin? So, like I said, kita bukannya nak jual minyak telon ke apa kan. Kita bukan nak jual minyak ubat tepi jalan, nak kata semua tak bagus, kita je bagus, bukan. Ini pun boleh jadi bagus juga, tapi bila kita compare, is it really accessible? Tak berapa sangat. Is it really interactive? Does it employ gamification? Tak berapa sangat. That's why kita in this aspect, sebenarnya Arifuddin ni apa offer dia lagi better pada graphic design courses yang ada dekat yang ada offer sekarang. Boleh follow ke Arifuddin? Macam tu?
Okay.
Tapi kan kau buat pitch kan kau buat lain sikit kau jangan PUC pula Okay, let's look at the chat.
Inspirasi lah. Thank you so much.
Apa dia? It's what? It's classy?
Inspiration lah.
Baguslah kau. Okay, let's look at the chat. Okay, I think you're competing in attention market. For example, put entertainment site with Netflix. Which one will customer choose and why? Who will choose entertainment and who will choose Netflix? That's my opinion. Boleh juga, boleh. In terms of entertainment punya aspek, daripada orang main game biasa saja, daripada main game sambil education pun boleh. Macam tu. So okay, thank you Azhar for your feedback. Thank you so much. Alright, so I think that's it for value proposition. Can we proceed with the next one? Can anyone second my motion? Okay, thank you Arifuddin. Kita proceed lah Arifuddin dah thumbs up. Thank you so much Sarah Elisha. Thank you so much. I think you joined the training last week kan Sarah Elisha kan? I pun tak tahu. Nama sama je. Alright, so kita dah settle value proposition. Alright, okay, let me have a sip of water kejap. Okay, let's look at target market and potential growth. Target market ni kita akan tengok apa yang kita nampak kita punya niche market. Alright, kena ada niche. Alright, kena ada niche. Bila kita kata kena ada niche dan ada target market, we're not denying or negating the potential of your business idea to go national or even global. Akan berentas semua lapisan masyarakat. Tak menafikan pun. Tetapi for the purposes of ideation stage ni, kena ada niche market because you want to test market later. Alright, so kena ada niche market. Kita nak test market dan kita nak buat initial marketing to that specific niche market first. And then benda tu akan grow. For example, kita tengok Tesla atau kita tengok Apple, dia tak terus market kepada orang ramai in general. Dia market kepada dia panggil apa? Early movers. Kita panggil early movers. Early movers ni dia tak kisah benda tu mahal walaupun eksperimental, dia nak sebab dia nak benda baru. Sebab tu dia target kepada new movers saja. Dia jual mahal, dia tahu benda tu nanti dia orang ni akan beli. Sebab tu dia buat marketing pun semua kepada new mover. Dia tak market kepada semua orang. Later lama kelamaan dia akan expand, dia akan open kepada general public macam tu. So that applies to your business idea as well. Have a specific niche market so that you can prove concept, you can test market, you can later have targeted marketing. After that, baru you boleh prove, you make your business viable bit by bit, baru expand macam tu. So that's why it's important for you to have a target market. But that's why be brief, but niche on which target market you have. Kena ada age range, tak boleh more than 5 years lah. Alright, max tak boleh more than 5 years. Alright, kena ada profession, kena ada locality, remember? Kena ada locality. Okay, kejap ya Sarah Alicia. And then you look at the potential growth. Kita tengok boleh grow tak. So once you identify your niche market, you do simple research on many potential users you may have. Use data from the internet, FB Ads ke, Google Ads ke. Google biasa pun boleh, Wikipedia pun boleh. So you time that number with 12 months to get your total numbers for a year lah. Maknanya katakanlah kita letak ada example tak? Kejap ya Sarah Alicia, I saw your hand up. Kejap ya. Okay, let's look at the example. Our target market is young and busy adults, age ranging from 23 to 30 years old. So around 5 to 7 years lah kan. Tak apalah. So max pun 10 years lah macam tu. Alright. Who loves to enjoy their hot and cold drinks. So this segment can potentially grow at 100,000 ringgit in a year. So how do we get 100,000 ringgit? Kita akan tengok berapa niche, kita akan tengok berapa ramai orang. Okay, kita ambil a percentage of that orang dan kita kali 12 macam tu, atau bahagi 12 ke. So basically kita nak ada projection lah, estimation saja. So tak ada no one is going to hold against you. Kau boleh ke dapat 1,000 ni? Tak ada pun. Just projection saja. Alright, okay, Sarah Alicia, you had a question, you had your hand up tadi. You want to join us on the call?
Hello.
Hello, hi.
I found out that it's quite hard for me to find a niche market.
Okay.
Macam kalau barang tu in general semua orang guna, how do you have any tips like to really find niche market? Contoh kalau
you want to share your barang tu apa?
Nak share, saya malu lah, tapi contohlah general,
nanti
kalau
kena pitch juga nanti sama je.
Kalau contoh tisu, it's general for everyone kan. Macam mana pula kita nak find niche market?
Apa you punya value proposition for that tissue? Apa bagus your tissue?
My idea actually macam mana?
Facial tissue ke, tisu badan ke, tisu telinga ke, mesti ada spesifik kan? Kau tak beza dengan lain kan?
I nak buat macam spit pads. Macam kan people nowadays have habits on spitting anywhere or everywhere, but kita tak tahu nak spit kat mana. Macam kalau tisu dia tak absorbent tau. So dia macam I wanted to create. So you
nak ada paket ludah atau simpan poket gitu ke?
Tak. Dia buang lah. Dia disposable. Dia disposable. Like dia in pocket tissue, but then dia like a pocket macam mana spit. Dia macam do you ever see breast pads? Dia yang bulat tu.
Breast pad ni apa brazier ke bra ke baju dalam ke?
Tak, dia untuk breastfeeding punya. Dia breastfeeding punya pad. So kalau kan mummies out there, dia akan ada
kan?
Dia leaking, so dia letak pad tu, so dia absorb liquid tu. So I wanted to create something yang similar to it, cuma dia pocketable lah, so that bila every time orang nak spit dia tu. Cuma I susah nak find niche market sebab I rasa macam like everyone need it.
I think your before that maybe Azhar has something to say. In the chat box, the target market, does it mean people who use the product or people who want them to use the product? I don't understand the second part lah, Azhar. Can I get back to you after this? People who we want them to use. Macam sama je lah kan? Alright. So, I think macam ni, apa nama Sarah? If you have trouble finding a niche market, I think for your specific product, I think you would fare better by focusing on babies.
By what?
Babies
By
and
what?
toddlers. Babies and toddlers.
Uh,
Focus more on baby and toddlers. Baby kan hidung meleleh kan.
oh, okay, faham.
That's a nice angle juga kan. You focus on baby, so your target market would be yang parents lah.
Oh, but then I wanted to focus on someone who doesn't have common sense, suka speed anywhere.
Dia, kalau this is my personal opinions lah. Kalau you nak buat pun, you nak teruskan pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Tapi kalau someone tu tak ada common sense, lagilah dia tak pakai pula lah tu kan.
Okay, faham.
Kan? Kalau dah pelanggan pun tak ada common sense.
That would be a nice idea lah. Thank you.
So maybe I think you would fare better by focusing on babies and toddlers. Dalam mana dia kan selalu drooling kan. So maybe yang mummies yang daddies ke dia nak lap drool tu, tapi kalau pakai tisu kan nanti basah tisu tu. Kalau pakai handkerchief kan nanti basah handkerchief kan. Baby pula memang drool throughout the day. So if you have that pad tu memang boleh simpan dalam kocik dan it doesn't ruin your pocket. I think that would be a better angle lah. But it's up to you lah, your business idea up to you lah.
Thank you.
Alright, no problem. Okay, Azhar, let's get back to you, Azhar. Can you explain what you mean in the chat box?
This is one of the problems that I always encounter. So okay, we take Netflix for example. Okay. So for example, the target market for Netflix, is it anybody who can watch Netflix, or it's specifically like teenager between 20 to 30? No, I mean everybody can watch Netflix, right? So is it that their target market, or their target market is specifically like student university from 20 to 30?
Okay,
that is like different.
Bila you kata everybody tu tak betul lah. Memang everybody boleh use Netflix, tapi the whole purpose, remember, kita in the initial ideation stage, so kita punya target market ni adalah kepada market yang kita nak market nanti. That group, that age group yang kita nak marketing. So dia akan yang paling suka lah, macam tu. So kalau you kata nak target
So dia bukan macam siapa yang boleh guna produk kita, tapi dia lebih pada siapa yang kita nak dia guna.
Betul.
Siapa yang nak
kita rasa produk kita ni paling sesuai dengan siapa. Supaya bila kita market kat dia, dia kena bayangkan kita pilih specific niche market ni supaya semua marketing material kita aim kat depa. Katakanlah you aim dekat teenagers, mana semua tu pada teenagers, material content semua teenager macam tu. Tak menafikan ada je orang tua tengok kartun kan. Contohnya ada je orang tua tengok Cartoon Network ke Disney Channel ke. Tapi marketing dia semua niche market kepada children, betul tak? Yang adults. Adolescent, teenagers kan. So macam tu lah.
So ni apply in early stage punya target market. Contoh macam Netflix tadi. Kalau dekat target market tu kita boleh tak cakap macam mungkin nanti kita boleh aim orang-orang dewasa or something. Kita boleh tak cakap macam tu?
Betul. Tak payah cakap pun.
Okay.
So in the initial stages ni tak cakap sebab kita memang nak fokus dekat that specific age group.
Okay.
Ni Azhar kan? Azhar tadi apa idea tadi? Lupa dah. Share idea
tak cakap apa pun tadi.
Tak cakap lagi. Nak share idea apa ke? Maybe you can have an example.
Tak ada.
Okay. Saja rahsia. Cerita korang.
Kan.
Okay, let's look at the chat. Okay, thank you guys for being very interactive. Thank you for participating. Sekejap, I need to plug in my device sekejap. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, sorry, technical issue sikit. Okay, sekarang kita dah cocok. Kita bersembang lagi. Okay, let's look at the chat box ya. Thank you guys, keep it coming ya. Okay, let's start from Azhar. Okay, dah settle. Chia Hao. If my product is targeting teenagers and adults, how do I set my age range? If it's only limited to 5 years max, you choose teenagers ke adults. Dia tak boleh macam teenagers and adults. Like I said, remember early on, when we choose a niche market, we're not denying or negating the potential of your product to go beyond the niche market. Tapi for the purpose of the ideation stage and for the purpose of marketing later on, you need to focus either or. Alright? So you need to choose lah teenagers or adults. Okay, Iman asks, I think the target market is our attention to market the products and services. I'm sorry Iman, tak apa faham sangat. Maybe you're on to something there. Arifuddin, the agent can be an assumption, or personal opinion, or based on research. Either all three. Mana-mana boleh. Paling cantik based on research lah kan. Tapi kalau for the purpose of the page today, kalau tak sempat research pun tak apa, tak ada masalah. As long as it's within the range lah, 5 to 7 years ke tak. Jangan ambil besar-besar, ambil kecil je sebab kita nak benda tu spesifik. Supaya kita fikir, kita nak target kepada dia ni saja. Alright. So Arifuddin, I answered your question. Jahal, Azhar. Iman, maybe, thank you for the thumbs up, Arifuddin. Iman, maybe you want to elaborate ke sebab I tak apa nak faham. You bagi statement ke apa ke? Kalau if you want me to proceed pun tak ada masalah.
Which one?
Yang you cakap, is it possible kalau idea saya, lagi Oh, aku ingat dah habis, sorry. Lagi. The first one. I think the target market. Itu apa? What do you mean?
Bukan attention, silap.
Our intention. Betul. Our intended market, betul. And then Atika, is it possible kalau idea saya tu open wujudkan automatic convenience store? Iman, what is the difference between users and customers? Okay, user and customer ni to some extent sama lah. Iman maknanya kalau dia user, dia akan belilah produk kita kan. So sama lah tu. Okay, Iman, clear ke?
Okay, because for my business page, my services is the customer is different to the user.
Okay. I look forward to listening later on. I tengok macam mana how you differentiate.
Okay.
Is it possible kalau idea saya tu wujudkan automatic convenience store? Boleh, tak ada masalah. Boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay, alright. So let's proceed. Kita tengok apa lagi material kita. Okay, now we enter respondents feedback. Then after that, kita akan intro. Okay, dah habis dah. Alright, sikit lagi guys ya. Okay. Alright, so I just want to check out on a few people. Can we hear from Juliana? Ada tak Juliana? Is Juliana with us today? Is Calvin with us? Calvin adakah? Sankirtana ada? I think Sankirtana was participating in the chat box tadi, but are you here with us? So if you guys want to participate, feel free ya. Jangan tak participate. This applies to the others juga. Jangan tak participate. Because as you can see, you can always ask about your own business idea. Okay, hi. Thanks, Kitana. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Ganesh, sorry. Aku tak panggil nama kau kan? Sorry Okay, I see that. Okay. Hi, Juliana. Alright, so like I said, you need to benefit the most from the session today. So ask questions about your own business idea so you'll be more prepared for the pitch later on. All right. Okay. Let's proceed with the respondents feedback. Okay, Juliana, I don't have any question because no business idea yet. Ayo, macam mana nak pitch business idea yet? Tak apa. It's okay. It will come to you. Later on. All right. So let's look at the respondents feedback. Yeah. Okay. Aku nak masuk first feedback, masuk chat lagi. Let's look at Najwa. If my idea is to provide application that aids on internal communication of an organization, so it is my target market is internal communication or human resource person. I'm sorry, Najwa, maybe you want to unmute yourself, want to share with us your idea. Tak berapa faham lah. Thank you, Azhar, for the smiley face. Appreciate it. Hi, Najwa.
Hi. Okay, so my idea was like to have an application that aids in internal communication. It means that for like in today's pandemic crisis, right, we have problem regarding to communication. So for an app that works accessible for every employees means that like human resources department, they can reach their employees easily. Maybe they can disseminate the information easily. So for me, it was like kind of confusing because I don't know who is my target market.
Okay. I think it's confusing to myself juga lah. Macam I'm trying to comprehend macam mana Sorry. The idea tu macam mana?
Okay, so basically the app is targeting on organization. Maybe someone from the organization, human resources department or internal communication practitioner yang nak guna benda tu. So they will ask for like, okay, I would like to use this app, but with feature yang dia
Is this like Slack? Macam Slack ke? Internal communication macam email ke? Macam Outlook ke? Is that it?
ada macam tu, tapi more to more features. It means that maybe there will be a checking feature on asking how is the employee today, how are they doing, or any feedback.
Okay. So referring back to your question, is my target market internal communication practitioner? Is that what you mean, or HR practitioner? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Is such a thing as internal communication practitioner? Ada ke?
Ada.
Oh, this is the first time I heard of it lah. So kalau dia menarik juga
Sebab
communication.
Or maybe I can target, itulah macam, or my target market is on companies, big companies.
So if you ask me, I think we can have an umbrella term for these people lah, internal communication practitioner atau HR practitioner. I think the umbrella term can be strategy, under strategy department, ataupun strategists looking for improving their efficiency in their companies. Boleh tak? So nanti bila kita tengok, kalau macam kat sini kan, target market ni, kalau before ni kita akan letak persona, tapi macam ni tak ada persona. Macam ni kan, you see target market ni kan? You see, are you following me?
Yeah.
Dari age range, profession and locality. So profession ni kita akan fokus more, kita akan fokus on officers who are involved in strategy, in efficiency strategy in their companies. So it covers both lah, international communication practitioner, human resource practitioner, strategy department, even CEOs department kan. So siapa-siapa yang nak efficientkan lagi internal communication processes, boleh adopt your app lah. Okay ke?
Okay, faham.
So kita nak dia spesifik, tapi not to the extent that sampai kita terlalu boxkan kita punya target market, yang kita lupa target market yang lain yang sama umbrella. Macam tu.
Alright, okay.
So selalunya kalau macam ni, you boleh target jugalah either mid-30s ataupun memang senior officers macam tu. Boleh target juga. Okay, Aina Najwa, boleh follow ke?
Okay, boleh.
Alright, thank you. Okay, Iman just gave a few. Wow, nice idea. So I think that's kudos to you, Aina Najwa. Mariam Aisha, I have a question. If my idea as a business through artist commission, how can I cultivate and maintain a target audience? I have several ideas but can't decide which one is the best yet. That's from Malisa. And for me, sharing my idea, I'm focusing on community building platform, but I don't have a clear revenue stream. Chia, how's that great idea, Ain? Maybe we can be ads. Okay, I think that's on Fahmi's idea. Sure. Okay, let's address this one by one before we go to the target market. First is Mariam. I have a question. If my idea as a business through artist commission, how can I cultivate and maintain a target audience? So your target audience is not the customers of the artwork, but rather the artists themselves, right? So that's your target market. Okay ke, Mariam? Is it clear to you?
So I don't think that's clear for me lah.
Okay.
Because I want to do artist commissions. It's just that the main hurdle is maintaining and cultivating that kind of customer base.
Okay, so are you doing the platform for the artist? Are you the middle person, or are you doing the artist commission?
I'm doing the artist commission.
So you're doing the artwork, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing
so
the
if
artwork.
You're doing the artwork, so your customer segment will be most likely young people lah. Young people who like artwork and who have how should I say, apa dia kata ni? Expendable income. Dia kata that's the term kan. I'm sorry, can anyone help me?
The term is disposable income.
Disposable income, thank you. I pun tak ingat istilah. Okay, so you want young people who have an interest to art and who also have disposable income. So that would be around 30 to 35 who have stable working jobs, professionals usually, and usually the locality is either in Penang or Klang Valley lah. Would that help?
Penang or Klang Valley?
I'm sorry?
Why Penang and Klang Valley?
Sebab usually the stereotype is Penang and Klang Valley je yang ada orang nak beli artwork ni. If you do it in Seremban, I don't think people will buy it.
Okay, I see your point.
Remember, the locality is just for marketing purposes. We're not denying that there is an art patron in Seremban or in Sarawak or in Johor maybe. We're not denying that, but it's just for the purposes of the marketing. So if you prefer focusing only on in JB pun boleh, tak ada masalah. I just took it out of the top of my head lah. I hope that helped, Maria Maisha. Okay, ka?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So for Melissa, we have several ideas, but we can't think of the best one yet. Just follow one. It doesn't really matter if you ask me. It's just a matter of you going through the exercise of the pitch, so that regardless of your business idea, you can adopt the speech methods lah. All right, Fahmi, thank you for the idea. Chia Hao, thank you for the feedback. Fahmi, okay, Azhar. Yeah, just some practice I'm starting to do. I think you guys can benefit. Okay, Azhar is sharing a Reddit. What do you call a Reddit thread again? Okay, thanks Azhar. So awesome sharing, Azhar. All right. I see Calvin has his hand up. Thank you, Kevin, for your patience in waiting for us. You want to unmute yourself? You want to share?
Yo, Ashraf, I just have a question regarding about in terms of making business revenue. For example, there's a huge distinction between how a social enterprise make money and a business make money. So in what sense in what indication do we know that a social enterprise is actually profiting from their business model? Yeah, that's something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to be a bit dry. So I beg your pardon lah from the get-go again. When you talk about business philosophy, the underlying understanding for businesses is to maximize profit. This is your typical capitalist punya understanding of economics lah.
Right.
You want to maximize. Are you hearing me? Okay,
Yeah, got you.
All right, so you want to maximize profits. A social enterprise differs from that, is that the main goal for profits is not for it to be maximized in favor of the shareholders, but rather the social outcome or the social purpose is the main goal. So profit is only there to sustain the business and to make it, to allow it to grow, to allow it to expand. So it's just for the purposes of sustainability and growth. So it's not to maximize. So for example, if you have a business, for example, the iPhone, the cost of the iPhone may be $100 per unit, but you sell it at 13,000. You say, what's the US dollar rate? I think it's 5,000 maybe lah, for example, 5,000. So that's a markup of how many percent kan? Banyak kan? The profit is multiple fold. So that is the business philosophy, is that you are doing that, you are maximizing the profits in favor of the shareholders. So regardless of public or private, so you are maximizing that profit. So that is your main goal. The more you can maximize, the more you are achieving that goal. In comparison to a social enterprise, you don't necessarily go for profits. You go for profits for the sake of expanding, so that you serve your social purpose better, right? So let's say instead of the iPhone, you have a social phone, maybe a social enterprise phone, where you want internet and phone accessibility to be accessible towards everyone, especially maybe in Africa, maybe in rural areas. So you don't maximize the profits. What you do is that you have a markup only a little bit, and then you focus on the social enterprise, you focus on the social goal, so that it expands, so that more people can use your phone, so that internet becomes more accessible regardless of locality and location. So you see the difference there? So if you want to ask me in terms of how you want to make profit, sama je macam any other business. It's just that whether are you maximizing that profit above everything else. Itu je, that what sets apart the social enterprise from normal business lah. Did I answer your question, Calvin? Okay ka?
Additional question that
Sure.
to
Follow up.
what you mentioned. So contohnya, let's say a social enterprise that applies grants to actually fund their project lah, contohnya kan. So in that sense kan, does that mean that the more grants diorang dapat for a social enterprise, the more profitable the company is? Is that how they usually indicate it? Or
if you ask me, this is social enterprises aside, enterprises in general. If you rely on business grants, then there's something wrong with your business model. It shouldn't be that way.
I see.
So if you ask me, social enterprises should apply the same way. You need to be viable lah. You tak boleh kata, so if you rely on grants, you're not a social enterprise. You are a charity because you're not viable. Cumanya, this is me being frank pula lah. Relying on grants is a viable income juga sebenarnya. To a certain extent, kan? especially for not just social enterprises, even for charitable organizations. They run as businesses, and their income is from grants. Their income is from donations, kan? So they scheme off the top in terms of operations costs, and that is the income not for the shareholders but for the team lah, for the management lah. So it's an income. But if you ask me on the pure side of business, if you rely on grants, maknanya tak viable lah. You need to do something about your business model lah. Something wrong lah. It doesn't only apply to social enterprises. Macam I was briefly involved with the Ministry of Entrepreneur Development. I think a few years back. I think it was under PH government lah. Wink, wink. So I remember this one forum. It was the entrepreneur punya convention. So there was this one person. So I hope this stays here je lah, just for the sake of education lah. So that particular person was a kindergarten operator. So they were breaking the news that okay, we're going to reduce on grants because no more money, IMDb, yada. You heard the whole story, kan? So they were really pissed lah. The operators were saying that macam mana kita nak survive kalau you tak bagi grant? So I remember, thank you Azhar, it is recorded. Thank you for reminding. So I remember this one, Esco from Johor, I think it was Sheikh Bagarib, YB Sheikh Bagarib. I think no longer Esco lah now. He said that, which really struck a tone with me lah. He said that if your business model is relying on grants to survive, then there's something wrong with your business model. You can tengok balik. Because grants are supposed to incentivize, are supposed to cushion. They're not supposed to sustain you. So I believe that applies also to social enterprises and charities. If social enterprises lah more the case. If you rely on grants, then it's not a business lah. It's supposed to cushion, it's supposed to incentivize, but it's not supposed to sustain you. All right, so I hope that helps you, Kelvin.
Thank you.
But in the end of the day, dollars and cents, bottom line, if it makes money lah kan. Nak cakap apa kan. All right, so one row focus on social enterprise. See when if profession not applicable in my idea can ignore. My target market is pet owners. It's not necessarily you don't need to approach doctors per se kan, but you would want to approach a certain class of people lah. For example, professionals or working adults. So working tu is part of profession juga. Either working or non-working macam tu. Or maybe you want to target housewives pun boleh juga macam tu lah. So it's not really specific profession per se lah. So I think Siwen, you are onto something. Azhar, thanks again for reminding me that it's recorded. Okay, Siwen, to clarify, the target market here is indicating who will need this solution. Yeah, betul. Who we are going to market it to lah. All right. So I hope that much we can cover. So can we proceed with your respondents feedback? Okay, Siwen, most welcome. Siwen, most welcome. Okay, last thing, it's already 11:30. So I apologize to the mentors for encroaching on your breakout room time. So on the respondents feedback, you want to look at your respondents. So I understand that you have task 3. So the relevant here is task 3 and task 4. You need to craft your validation questions and you need to ask your questions to at least 3 respondents, right? So from these respondents, you want to analyze the feedback, whether there are similar points in terms of their responses, their feedback, and you need to analyze these and craft a simple conclusion to say that, okay, it's something along the lines of maybe one of the questions, would you pay for my product? So yes, and then the second would be maybe if it's affordable, and the third one, sure if it's under 50 ringgit. So you can summarize that and conclude that people are willing to pay provided it's under 50 ringgit. So we want something like that. So you want to screenshot all of the required additional respondent responses and you want to put it in the slide. So this is the example. So you see the feedback form and you see the name, you see the responses, and you want to have your analysis at the bottom there. So you want to have a conclusion. This is a bit particular. So mentors, please be vigilant in terms of this one. They need to properly analyze the feedbacks. Okay. The point of this is that you don't want to go and invest your own money or ask for people's money to a business idea that even customers don't really want. Macam tu. So you want to really see whether the feedback is positive or not lah. And then you want to end with your self-intro closing, restating the tagline. So you want to talk about yourself, you want to talk about your current profession or your current role in the business idea. You want to restate the tagline, and if it fits, you want to hook with your energy. You want to be iconic. You want to remember I said finish strong. So it's even better if you remember I said start strong. even better when you finish strong. Aku nak cakap pun tak erti lah. Alright, so remember so I want to remind mentors terutamanya, let me look at the outline kejap. Let me show you the outline. So yang particularly important for mentors to give attention and help participants in crafting proper and accurate first problem statement and solution. Remember, they must correspond. They must have the elements, what, the who, the issue, the why, and the solution must correspond to the problem statement. And then in the respondents feedback, you want to properly and accurately analyze the feedback so that you know that there is, you want to exercise to be conducted accurately, so that when you analyze the feedback for any other business idea, you know that okay, benda ni ada viability, benda ni ada orang nak, benda ada orang minat. Alright, so let's skip to the last slide. So kita kat sini tadi, so you want to close with your self intro. So it's something along like this. You want to say your name, you want to say your age, you want to share with us your current profession or current position, phone number, email address, and the works lah. So you want to finish off strong. All right, so it's 11:37. Again, I apologize, mentors. So maybe we can give the participants 1 more minute to ask any closing questions before we go into breakout room. All right, okay, so nothing in the chat box. Do you have any questions, guys? If not, you can still consult with your mentors, and I'll be rotating through the mentor groups lah. Okay, so do you have any other questions you'd like to ask before we break out to the rooms? If not, can I get a seconder on the motion for us to go into the breakout room? Can anyone second? Can anyone support the motion? Ada siapa? Okay, so that's a question from Farah Izzati regarding the script. Any tips to keep the flow and related? Just follow the outline. So the script too, remember, it helps for you to put it in paragraphs so that you know what to say, so that the words come out properly lah. So it's proper sentences lah. Tapi you don't need to submit that script. Okay, so jangan berempas pulas nak buat that script semata-mata. Focus more on the slides lah, because you're going to submit the slides. In terms of the script, the outline, the flow, you just follow this one. Can you see, Farah Izzati? You follow? So how I do is that you want to have the script on the presentation. Kadang-kadang kan kalau kita pakai PowerPoint, kita ada notes kat bawah. You can do that. You can use the presentation as your outline juga. As long as your presentation has these elements, then it should be okay. All right, so Farah Izzati, I hope I answered your question. Any other question? If not, anyone can second the motion for us to proceed into the breakout room. Can anyone support that motion? Okay, kalau tak ada support pun tak apa. Dah 11:39, kita proceed je to breakout room. Alright, so Hafiz, do we have, sorry, bukan Hafiz. Aida, do we have you on the line with us?
Yep.
Okay, hi Aida. So I think that's it for the substantive part. We've covered all part of the material. So let's go into the breakout rooms. The breakout room is open until lunchtime. It's at 2 p.m. and then 2 p.m. we come back. We're gonna hear every single one of you pitch. All right. So it's going to be one hell of a day. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be looking forward to your business ideas. So Aida, I think that's it from me. Back to you, inshallah.
All right. Thank you very much, Wan Asyraf, for that sharing. I can see everyone is very, very active this morning. There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things that they want to ask you. But I think it's time for them to actually go to the breakout room and start practicing what they have learned from you today. So can we have Hafiz? Is Hafiz here to open the breakout room for everybody?
Right, guys, I will open the breakout room, so you guys will be put accordingly to the group that we have shared in the name list. So once you will receive a notification for join breakout room, so you just click the button and you will go straight away to your designated breakout room. Right, I'll open the room now.
All right, thank you very much, Hafiz, and all the best, everyone.
Hi, Hafiz or Aida.